this is a good one. Realistically, I feel like Group B just is chock full of fantastic matches. Both tonight, the one that we're about to watch. We are so back.
How you doing,
Fear? Well,
yo, is the volume okay? Are they loud? Because I hear them pretty loud. But yesterday when I was editing the YouTube video, I was hearing them super low. So
genuinely changed so much for Sunday, but that's going to be I think a conversation we can only have when this next set finishes. So for now, I recommend
perfect.
Snack, maybe popcorn, a drink. It's 5 o'clock here. If
I literally cannot eat. Like if I cannot watch and eat, I'm gonna throw up. It's okay for me. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Potentially up there on the horizon. Go ahead and grab some of that. And when we get back, Food Drive for Globe will take on Smoke.
Hi, Kev. How you doing, Kevin? Trying to pronounce the names in English. Kevin. I'm so nervous. But yesterday I was worse though. Yesterday I was actually thinking different. Right now I see different. I see a lot of opportunity now. Like I see it bigger, if it makes any sense. Should be a good game, I know, right? I know. I'm kind of confused sometimes. Like, how do you secure a spot in Vegas? Like, you have to add some points, no? And the bottom two are the ones that are not gonna get into, which means it could be. Well, for now they haven't won anything, so that means they are in the bottom. So they all going to Vegas? Question mark, exclamation mark? Like for now. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen. We play tomorrow? Oh, we do play tomorrow. Hi Armenian, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, we're ready. I bought so many chips yesterday. I literally bought three bags, and now I don't want to eat them. I miss Andy though. Like Andy makes me eat like a person, like a good human. And right now I'm eating instant soups and stupid things because I'm lazy as hell. With Andy, I always add protein and stuff. Now I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm back in Mexico or what? I'm back in my old tracks. I'm pretty tired. The music is not that bad. It's still more Monster Cat. Huh? Hey, I didn't get to watch yesterday. What role is Andy playing? He's playing support, and which gods he's using, I have no clue. I mean, yesterday he used Yemoja. I assume it's gonna be the same thing that you've been watching. I mean, there's a little bit of like 30 or 40 gods right now. Maybe we watch some Baron. I actually have no clue. I was actually interested on them allowing them to play Afro and stuff. To watch him play Afro. This is why I don't buy snacks. Oh no, I'm terrible. I literally can eat all the chips in one sit. I'm terrible. I'm horrible. As soon as Andy comes back, I'm going back to the exorcist grind. Right now, I'm just chilling with the cat. I saw the YouTube video. He got picked out. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm glad you watched it. Thank you for watching. He wins Vegas. Dude, that's crazy, no? Like, imagine this gotta be the biggest run ever. LeBron James type shit. If that happens. Sina, come here. Yeah, this cat doesn't like me. If it's not Andy, she's not interested in me here. Come here. Yes. Come here with me. Why you don't love me anymore? She misses Andy so much. Come here. Smelias. I'm going for a smoke break. Yeah, same. Like, this is all or nothing. No, yeah, she misses Andy so much. Oh, why are you licking my elbow? She loves Andy so much. So, Sila wasn't that playful when she was in Mexico. And now she's so playful. Like, she loves to play with Andy. She loves to bite him and try to, like, scratch him, but she doesn't actually do anything. She chases him, she hides and tries to peekaboo or something. She's so cute. But with me, she doesn't do any of those. I'm like, yo, you wanna play? She's like, yeah, it doesn't hit the same. I know. Yesterday we tried. I tried. She started playing and she was like, no, it's not the same. She left me. Come here, down. And she go, no, something that breaks my heart is that she goes to the door and you see there and start crying, like the main door. She just cries. I'm like, yo, stop it. I'm about to sit with you and start crying too. I don't know. Yes. Yes. When did he live? So he told a story yesterday. Pretty much it was what day is today? Friday, right? So Tuesday they asked him if he could play, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm down." Pretty much they bought the flight, and I'm like, imagine the flight was like at 5 p.m. and at 5 p.m. he was already almost like inside of the plane. You see the line that you go before. And they tell him, oh, no, the support is going to make it. Don't worry. Thank you so much, blah, blah. So Andy was like, oh, okay. So he came back home. And in the night, he gets a text like, oh, this guy is not coming. And he was like, wait. So they bought him another flight, and he flew on Wednesday. Yeah. On Wednesday. He flew on Wednesday. What, mama? He flew on Wednesday. Well, I was hearing yesterday, I think on Nika's stream, that he saw a person that pretty much never goes to lands. Like, he always says he's going, but he always dodges going. So I think nobody knows him in person. He always qualifies, but he never goes. That's what I heard yesterday. So I assume that's what happened. But I don't know. I'm actually curious. So yeah, pretty much, yes, Wednesday. Wait, what day is today? Yeah, and they got there on Wednesday. He got there and right away to the studio to take the pictures and stuff. He's on the run. It's been like that for years, I guess. That's really curious. Yes, mama. Tell chat how you feel about that. Yeah? What else? Ay. No, don't do that. 2 minutes. Yeah, that's what I thought about. Like, imagine, okay, you automatically qualify to Worlds and you're already, all your team is flying, you're like, nah, I think I'm not going, bro. I passed. Thank you, though. It was a good run. Like, what? Yeah. Sila. No. Because if someone gets messed up, I'm gonna get blamed. But then I'm gonna blame you. Yes, I'll blame you. So tomorrow I'm just playing at 3 p.m. See, let's stop. It's okay, mamita. I think next week, I don't know, I'm not sure yet, but we're gonna be playing a tournament together, me and Andy, with for Marvel Rivals. Well, let's see what happened there. I haven't played a tournament forever. What's for dinner? Maybe another instant soup and chips. Hi Salamander, how you doing? I don't know, I don't want to do anything. I guess my motivation to cook every day is Andy. Like, I love making good food for him to eat it. I'm like, yes. And now I'm here, I'm like, instant soup. I love instant soups, by the way. It's hilarious. I don't know. I might do some chicken. I don't know. It sucks that I cannot drive right now because I don't have my license yet. I know how to drive. I just don't have my license, so I cannot go to the store or anything. It sucks. Good luck. I gotta stay. Don't worry. It's gonna be on YouTube either way, so you don't miss it up. Thank you so much for being here. Sheila says thank you. Right, Mama? A little thingy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SMITE 2 Founder Series. I kicked Gore
like again. So it's such a big process, but pretty much I don't have it yet. So it's just so annoying. I depend on anyone and everyone to drive me, and that can drive me insane too because I feel like I'm bothering everyone to be like, yo, can you drive me? Can you go? Can we go? Can we? I hate that. I love to be independent and just wake up, go, and do my shish. And right now I cannot do anything. I'm like, I can go walking, but then how do I come back with groceries? I'm not gonna pay for an Uber that is literally 5 minutes away and like $15 just for that, you know? I don't know. So annoying. Yeah, we do have a Christmas tree. We do have it. I haven't decorated. I just put it there, and it already has a light. So that's it. I got lazy. Last year he got scarce and frozen here. From Brazil. Oh, what part of United States are you? Yeah, no, I'm about to get my little card from the little markets and just go. Can I show you mine? Sure. I have my phone here. Yeah, I haven't decorated because we were gonna decorate it together. But then Andy left, but then he didn't love, but then he left. Yeah, no, I messed up though, Kali. So what happened, it was I didn't issue my social security the first month that I got here. I didn't know, like, I'm not a lawyer, how am I supposed to know those things? And now I had to wait forever to use issue and do the license thing. So that's why I don't have it. But I should have done it. It was gonna be so easy, but it is what it is. So if you're coming to the United States, do the thing the first month. Yeah, it's literally the first month you have to do it. If not, you're fucked for years. Literally.
We just heard genetics talk about what active items are doing and the kinds of ways that
I mean, I cannot just because I have my Discord
that are now becoming super prevalent. So the further we go, the more we evolve, and that's one of the most exciting parts, I think, so far about the first LAN we've had for SMITE 2.
Yeah, I think it's been very exciting to see people warm up to
Cupid.
Oh,
nice. I like the star. Yo, isn't that the stars are so heavy lately that you cannot put them at the top because they're lean? I'm literally fighting every other day with my star because it's so heavy that the little branch doesn't hold it. So I'm just there fighting demons just to put it on. That's crazy.
Of all those gods, the important thing behind a god is always the pilot, right? But we gotta know the faces.
You're gonna stay here supporting that?
First roster and see what's cooking up. Of course, it is food. Drive for Globe.
Oh, I love the picture.
Beer, a team that goes way back. Lermy, I have been casting this group of players with the kind of only change being every now and again.
I was even thinking of buying another star. I was like, yo, this is insane.
At this point,
I might take a picture and show it tomorrow then.
They were Shabalba Storm for Worlds qualifiers. I was rooting on him, became a millionaire in the Twitch chat with viewer points. Still brag about that to this day. And to see them performing the way that they have has been so undeniably impressive up to this point.
Just a big group of friends. And I think that's
Yeah,
really
my
important
star
going into
projects
matches
something
like
on
this,
the
is when you're doing it
on the
with your
roof.
best buds.
Projects
I mean,
like
it's just so much more
snowflakes.
fun that way, right? And I think it does also help with that team synergy so
I guess
much.
that's why
That
it's
these
heavy. I
guys
don't
are
know, it's
friends
just dumb.
on and off the
Is
court.
this in LAN? Yeah,
They'll
they're
hang
right
out
now in
from
the
what I
studio in
hear and what I hear,
Alpharetta,
even in
Georgia.
Discord, just playing other games as well. And it really just helps that you get that further mutual understanding of, I know that I can trust these people to have my back when we're playing a team game like this.
Exactly.
I really
Whether
like
it was bring your own
how
teams to
Lerm
the
is
amateur scene
casting.
for SMITE 1, like
He's doing great.
AGL or OSL, where they're drafting their own buddies, they have stuck together and kind of kept it around. But hey, hearing from them, that's pretty important as well. And we get to talk to Happen, so that's pretty exciting to hear what he has to say. So over to the interview to see what he's got.
Let's see.
Climbing the heights here up to Food Drive for Globe and looking up at Happen here over in the
Yo,
duo
Happen
lane.
is
Happen, how you guys
tall.
feeling heading into today?
Those
We're feeling
painting
pretty
the walls
good.
are almost
We're
on the roof.
confident about our prep. They're a good team, but I'm confident in what we can do.
You guys seem to have a pretty ridiculous duo lane. Like, can you tell me what gives you guys that kind of synergy, that kind of chemistry to be so dominant in that lane?
I've just been playing with Tekvir for a while. He was actually a solo laner last year, so he's kind of showing like that it kind of was a fraud role, and he's kind of already dominating like in his first like season.
That's
So you don't
crazy.
ever want to see him play solo
Yeah,
lane?
I don't know. Stars are
do
different
I don't
nowadays.
get it.
Yeah, you guys
That's
really do
hilarious.
just support each other. I really like that. But Smoke Break yesterday, they beat Team Risk, and I don't think anyone really expected that. But you guys seem to be a real threat here. What do you think Smoke Break bring to the table that they might not have necessarily brought in the online portion of Founders Series that you guys are looking out for?
I mean, it's just got to be Leon, right? I've been competing against him for a while, so it's always fun to like get a chance to go up against him. He's always like really fun to play against.
All right, Happen. Well,
I
good
like
luck in your
Happen a
match
lot.
today.
Happen is such a nice person.
Back to you, Gore.
Don't call me Gore, Jorby. Come on, it's no longer Jorvin time. It's Hayden time for me. You know what?
I feel you. I
I
feel
was
you.
gonna say something cute. I was gonna be like, "Wow, Happens." I didn't realize how tall he was. But you know what? Keep him humble. Keep Jorby's height humble too.
Hey, I didn't know how short
Malum.
Jorby was.
Thank you. High five, Lermy. Thank you for that. I did love the mention of Tekvir and Solo because that was one thing that was sort of a staple when I would watch them as a team, including in draft leagues, as I mentioned,
Yeah.
was that they would run Tekvir and Solo, and he was always really, really strong with it. Like I had mentioned too, in jungle it was Valo or Rat Milk a lot of the time. So
And you know what's
interesting to see
funny?
how that team has
Under the
evolved
tree,
and
I
how
always
it's
wanted
really
a
started to
little
work.
train.
Kind of cook for them. And the
Since I was
confidence
little,
being
so I
able to
bought my
that's
little
really
train.
exciting and refreshing.
And
The confidence really going up against
I put it
this is
together,
the team that
whatever.
was able to bring
But then the
down
train cannot
Team
go
Risk,
around
so
because I have the
Sam
little,
was
I don't know how to call it,
that
mat
roster of Smoke
under the
Break.
tree.
Another
And it has a
impressive one.
cord,
One thing I
so
know
the tree
Lermy,
can
you love to
stupid
talk about
connect,
is
so
sort
it
of
kind of
team
does like a little bump.
experience. This
So I
team
had
is
to keep it like
Absolutely.
like
I think
turn
especially
off.
when it comes to that
It's
in-game
hilarious though.
communication
But I have my
and
stupid
leadership.
train there. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And Sila doesn't even interact with those things.
Been
Sila
kind of the
doesn't
one
care.
to talk to us a little bit about that
I'm
yesterday
like,
after
bro,
their incredible
this
win.
wasn't in
They
my
said that
brain when that
everyone
happened.
was very vocal, and I think having a team that gets really hyped up, that is just there to make
So dumb.
everyone feel excited
Yeah.
to play and get some of those big, booming, exciting ultimates all across the board. Just you love to have a team that's so positive and so just ready to go.
One thing too, we talked to Vanko after the victory for Smoke Break. I asked what was the comm situation like. Was Ellie on the IGL? Because it was one thing that we kept wondering
Yeah.
if it was the case. And he kind of said it's a little bit of everybody, just calling what you need when you need it, and things were clear and concise. And you know, going back to old comms listen-ins that we would see in the olden days of SPL, it was usually the teams that almost seemingly had the chaotic comms, but just because people are talking and using their voices, you know things were going well. And for Smoke
Yeah.
Break, clearly it
No,
worked out.
we're gonna win
Communication is
this.
just such a big thing in a game like Smite, especially when you're trying to keep track of those relic timers. You're looking for even the Sunders, I think especially. And now that you've got actives on the table as
Yeah.
well, it starts to become this whole giant thing of just so many things going on. And trying to keep track of them is always a challenge, right? It seems to be one of those pieces of information that kind of separates a good team from a really great team, is how well are you keeping all of that under wraps. And certainly we've seen a
Yeah,
lot of discussion
yesterday's
when it comes
games
to
were
how
really
you
good.
keep those comms clear.
Really good.
And over time, we've definitely seen a team like this with a leader as great as they have just across the board.
And
really
what
worked out.
helps a leader is a supporting cast. And one player who, you know, kind of has fallen under the radar, all things considered, for Smoke Break, but has played fantastic throughout Founder Series. That's standing by right now at Jorby. Let's talk to Ekron.
I'm literally so
Over on the other
nervous.
side of the farm here with Smoke Break, I'm
Ah,
talking
that's
to
my
Karmic.
husband,
Karmic, why are you guys the
curls.
best team in this
I
group?
love his curls.
Yeah.
Or Ecom, I'm sorry. I had it mixed up in my head. That's, I'm sorry, Ikram. My bad. Well, why are you the best team in the group?
We just beat Team Risk, so we're actually the best team in the world now. That's it, pretty much.
Yeah, what do you guys think you did well over Team Risk that's going to help you here against Food Drive for Globe?
I think we know how to play against pressure now, and these guys are playing super high pressure from dual lane. That's good for us, I think, because we're good with that. We practiced a lot against it, and we're good.
When we talked to Losely yesterday, they said that the duo lane over in Food Drive for Globe was a threat. Do you think they're the biggest threat on Food Drive for Globe, or are you looking elsewhere?
Yeah, probably, but we still don't mind. I think we will just play good enough to deal with.
All right, well, not Karmic.
I love
Ikram,
the
thank you so
confidence.
much. Good luck in
Yo,
your match.
my man.
Back to you, Go. Or
You tried again.
Yo, I don't know
I'm
if he
gonna
was
group
nervous
up
or
with
what.
Ikram.
Like, what happened?
And we're gonna jump Jorby in the hallway to make up for all this slander. But no, thank you, Jorby, and thanks.
Yo, I have my
I'll
respect
listen
for
to
all
the
the
insight here. I think what's interesting
EMEA teams because their main language is usually not English. So it's like they have so much background that they speak perfect English without being a main one. So I want to be like that when I grow up. Like they're so fluent, and it's not even the main language. That's crazy. I have mad respect for that.
Particular, that if
So
that
they
happens, all of a sudden
not
it
really,
pivots
but
from
yes.
being, oh man, that dual lane's frightening, to hey, maybe check out the jungle pathing.
Yeah, even a pick like a Fenrir could be kind
Yeah,
of
true.
exciting to see. And honestly, I'm still rooting for the Nemesis, but I think if those picks are available, she might be taking a back seat here just a little bit. I think in general, though, what you're saying is very true, right? We've seen
Thank
a
you
lot
for
of
being here,
recognition
Mama.
for the danger of the duo
Thank
lane,
you.
but the rest of the cast can't be understated too. If one side falls, the other one's going to be right there to pick them back up, and I think that's the strength of both of these teams. But I think specifically Smoke Break has a lot of these advantages where if you're looking too much over at that dual lane, you're going to have Benko going absolutely crazy like he did yesterday on the Amaterasu. I mean, what a game from him on that pick. I'd be excited to see him take it again.
I'm right there with you, and going to Smoke Break too, I think one thing that's become very dynamic with the addition of El Leon for this LAN is that support role, because one thing about El Leon that I feel like is pretty well known to this point, there is a big God Ocean there, even with the
Yeah.
smaller
God Ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Well, compared to Smite 1, sure, there's less picks, but we've seen some variation in supports, and usually I think of players like PBM who aren't afraid to get a little bit more kind of out there with their selections, but I think El Leon can offer much of the same thing.
I miss
and
Taco.
it gives a lot of flex potential.
is a good one.
Earlier, we saw Fine OK on Borscht. We saw the combination of a Baron, a Sobek, a Poseidon, things like that where it's okay. These could kind of go anywhere, and it commands the respect of the other team to pay attention and figure out, okay, we don't want to get outdrafted and lose out on a very important position and maybe even get caught off guard going to lane to what we think is a Sobek, and all of a sudden it's, you know, the Poseidon like we saw from Fine OK. I think that's going to be
I don't
very
remember
imperative
F-dot.
for Smoke Break to take advantage of that situation.
So
Yeah, I think
or
in
am
general, I'm
am
really
I-
looking forward
might be
to what
trolling.
Leon actually goes for here, because I think that the Sobek seems like the most characteristic for
Yeah.
him. We've been seeing a lot of that across the board throughout his season so far, but honestly, the Yamoja from yesterday
I was hoping you were
real
gonna say
I don't
that,
think
yeah.
they're gonna
spicy. I
let
hope
him
we get to
play
see that again.
Yamoja.
Or maybe, Smoke Break drop the respect on that one, decide to ban that one away, or depending on, how these picks
So what happened, Chad, is that there was a time
they decide to
where they split up LATAM and NA, which casting everything. We got literally, they call it the immigration, and they made us migrate to only LATAM servers, watch only LATAM shit, like all in Spanish. So I miss a lot of English casters, games, everything. It was like for 3-4 years.
Jorby's
It
mentioned
was
this a
called
few
Level
times
Up.
as we've been
I don't
talking
think you guys
throughout the
know.
day. Food Drive for Globe have a sneaky way of being
Yeah.
one of the better
No,
farming teams.
it literally made us migrate. It wasn't like, oh, it's an option. No, you had to or you lose your account, but we give you a skin, and that's how the Chonga skin that says like, ay, la cucaracha, and shit like that was made up. That's how that skin showed up.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about what the jungler for Food Drive for Globe can do, right? We've been talking about these hyper carry picks are essentially what we want to
Yes.
be going for, right?
I've
on the
been
other
illegal
side,
forever,
Johnny
Kappa.
is a legend, right? Back in SMITE 1, you know, he was all over those hyper carry picks with the Al Kwong. Remember that classic selection for him.
That's crazy.
Not quite ready yet in SMITE 2, you know what I'm saying? But something similar in the Loki, just to be a menace, a mechanical menace even, because he just really has that style where once he gets on you, especially with the +1 to Loki coming into SMITE 2,
Wait,
with
don't
the
leave.
vanish
Why are you
resetting
leaving?
the cooldown over
Thank
and
you.
over
Stay here.
and
Stay
over
here.
again on any of those
You have to
kills that
stay
you're getting.
here.
I would be scared of giving that on over to
Yes.
Johnny.
If you don't stay here,
it's so crazy.
you're gonna
you
give
pointed
us
out
bad
like
luck.
that too. The matchups across each lane are really interesting for this one, and for Karmic as well. Going up against Benko, not going to be easy. But hey, let's stop kind of setting the stage. Let's
Here we
dive
go.
into it. P's and B's. Game number 1 between Smoke Break and Food Drive
see where they're
for
gonna be.
Globe. And where do we go? What do we grab? What's
ask
the
me.
priority, Lurby?
It's got to
Ask
be
me
the emotion,
anything.
if you ask me. I think you got to either be banning it or picking it first.
They all
I think
speak English,
support
but
is
I
kind of
don't
the
think
clear role for
it's
me
their
where
main
you want to be
language.
grabbing
I think
those
only
first
Andy's
selections. Emoja is
English
going to
is
be
the main
first band.
language.
Look
Hey,
at you.
What can I say?
You nailed it.
Zoni
I'm gonna say his next
speaks
band, you know,
Serbian
maybe is again
as
towards
main
that
language,
support
but he
position. I
speaks
wouldn't be mad
English.
to see a Sobek band, but we've also seen some
I
things like
think.
Odin
Could be
I
get
think.
taken
too.
away. Loki.
I
is
told
another
you, they're
big
gonna
one
ban
that we
Emoji.
just discussed a little bit.
I told
I
you.
think there's a lot of good options for Smoke Break to go for.
¿Cómo
but really it's
estás?
gonna be
Hola,
about who they
Tanque, qué
want to target
pedo.
away.
¿Dónde está? Andy está ahí jugando.
gander,
Justo
though.
está
I
jugando
think
en
so,
el
so
team
bad.
de Smoke
I
Break.
think I'm with you. I suppose the
Lo
only thing that would
agarraron
change that
de
is just
support y
depending on
ahora
the
está en
kind
el
of
LAN.
homework Smoke Break
Está
has done,
jugando
do they
y
want to
para
keep
calificar a
Valor
Las
off of
Vegas
the
el
Loki
próximo
that's
mes.
been the sneaky hyper carry?
I'm not
If
sure
you
if
can dive
Donnie
deep enough
does.
into the Food Drive
Spanish? No, I don't think
consistency and find that Loki has been
any
one
of
the
them speak
keys. So if
Spanish.
you pivot, you aim for that. You do
No,
risk the
Johnny
Sobek
speaks
going
English.
first pick.
I talked to
You were on
him,
it
but
with the Odin mention, but that
I
leaves
know
both
that it's
the
not his main
Loki we've
language.
discussed and the
But I don't
Sobek
remember if he's
selection.
Serbian.
They go
his
with the
main
Sobek.
language.
So Smoke Break, it's on them to react, and the support pool already getting
Ojalá que
drained.
ganes, estaré
Yeah, it kinda
apoyando lo
seems
que
like
pueda,
the
claro.
next
Muchas
big
gracias
year.
por estar acá.
I was gonna say something, Smoke
Oh,
Break, but you
Morrigan.
had to pick Morrigan, and honestly, go off. Go
I
off
like
with this
that.
Morrigan. I love this selection. It's a little bit early, I feel like,
Thank
to just
you.
be slap locking the
Very
Morrigan in,
early.
but when you can get the Morrigan and Fenrir together, 2 dogs are better than 1.
Todo
And we'll be
hermoso,
seeing that
lo
here
amo.
for Smoke Break.
Lots of bark, lots of bite. And it's
Oye,
got
ese
some
tipo
more
se le ven
flex
lindo
to it
todos
than
los
I
colores,
feel like most would
maldito.
give credit to, and I feel like that's been a really important aspect of the drafting
gonna
so
cook a
far, is
draft?
where you're putting those flex picks. That did open
Cern,
up, though, the
Loki.
Loki to go to Valo. As we've mentioned, a strong pick for Valo, something Food Drive had leaned on in big-time games when they really needed an impact selection.
Oh baby, we're so
Just as
back.
I shall.
Sunbeam Bow, here we come. We've got the Ama, I would imagine, over
What was
in
their
Seoul. I
first
can't see a
pick?
universe where
Sobek.
this goes anywhere else.
Oh, sorry.
And
You
Jingwei, I
gonna
feel
see?
like it's just kind of what you'd
Oh my
expect,
God.
right? Across
Wait,
the
let
board.
me
If it's
take
not
out the king.
Carnos, it's got to be Jingwei. Sometimes a little Cupid in there,
Hey.
but I think that this is a very, very
I'll put
respectable
it
draft
back
thus
when-
far.
when they
Poseidon
wanna
also no surprise, and if we're about to lock it down, I'd imagine it's a soul laner, but we could also
¿Cómo se
see
llama el
a
equipo?
Baron come through, throw that
Smoke
Sobek
Break.
over to the soul lane, but it's actually going to be Chuck.
I like this because I was
Pause in
kind
chat.
of worried it would be a Sobek.
Afro, you
because
cannot pick
Benko,
Afro.
That Sunbeam Bow build, the reason it was
They didn't
created
choose
was
Baron,
the answer
not
Sobek.
yet,
It
but they
works
can
so
still
well against variety. They're basically TKO
Back.
Sobek from relevancy.
Okay.
But let's drop
Okay.
all that because somebody we have not seen a whole lot of so far this week has been the
El
Bacchus with
Bacchus?
Smoke Break. They lock it in.
It's an interesting selection. I kind of like what they're cooking up here because it's got the knockup immunity right, and I think that does have a lot of potential against just being able to slow down this Sobek in lane. It's a little bit scary, I think, overall in terms of that pressure, but I just can't wait to see something new.
I can't wait either. This matchup's been hyped up, but let's see if it
El
lives up to that
Bacchus.
hype and send it over to the casters.
The final match of the day. Jorvian Inbound going to be taking you through the action. Food Drive for Globe
Ay,
versus
voy a vomitar.
Smoke Break. This one for the top of the group inbound.
Do not fear the rain, fear me. Chalk popped up on my screen. He doesn't have any items. It was kind of like
You're a little
it just
distracted. I
happened.
see.
I am a little distracted, but we do have something interesting. We do have a Bacchus coming out, which we have not
Yeah.
seen. And honestly, it's fitting it comes from Elion pulling out the Bacchus. He is a big enjoyer of playing these more aggressive style supports. He is a Sobek player, he is a Bacchus player. He does play a little bit of Emoja, but he kind of plays the more aggressive type of
Who
Emoja.
paused?
I'm glad to see Bacchus because I do think he's a little underrated. My only issue is playing into like Poseidon. If
They're
you get
hacking.
Whirlpool, you're
I'm
going to get
kidding.
the Kraken nearly guaranteed a lot of the time. It's very hard to
Double
jump
Annie,
away
hey,
from a Loki.
Nathan.
So there's a lot of iffy matchups there, but I'm trusting Elion. I think after what I saw yesterday, I'm not worried about what he's going to play.
I mean, talk to me about this Morrigan pick. We've been seeing the Morrigan pop up a little bit more often here in the mid lane, and it feels like it's very player dependent.
He goes Staff of Merlin.
Really
I actually have no clue.
Pool, but what does the Morrigan really bring
because
to
I'm being
roster?
a little bit out of SMITE, so I don't actually know what is the best.
When you see the Morrigan, you see one thing specifically, and it's you have 2 relics to play with whenever you transform. You can use your own beads, transform into, say, Fenrir, and then use Fenrir and his Sunder, and then your beads are still available as the Morrigan. It's a unique aspect that's changed from Smite 1, but it is very cool, the interactions you'll see. And it just allows you to play the all-in style Morrigan, transform into Chalk, and then have also Chalk safety, Chalk's damage, to play around that. I think she is slightly dependent on comps played. Maybe a little bit of an early grouping, looking for something on Echrome.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. Has to pop the Aegis now and actually avoids all of the bleed from the Loki daggers, so will avoid the death early on. Benko sitting in the grass. Will trade a little bit. This fight will take a little bit longer than the last one, but a little assist as well. Benko will have to pull off.
And Happen looking for this invade on the purple buff. Sobek is a very strong god on these invades because, one, it's just very hard to commit to him. He's very tanky.
Yeah, they're
with
playing
passive.
land. They're there right now.
You see Valo on this side of the map. They're going for a 2-man invade over here. Tekvir's backing up, confirming his own. We're seeing a little split map type of play. Valo and Food Drive are taking the duo side of the map, but Elion playing this wise. Instead of going over and trying to contest the Sunder Sobek, he gets the Loki off of their speed buff because Loki has no Sunder. Good play by Elion. We don't really see supports make those heads-up plays like that.
I mean, anything you could do to slow down Valo, right? I mean, Happen, though, he's in some trouble.
Oh, the body block? El body block? El body block?
Taking a lot of shots. He can't move. Elion's just keeping him in. He gets some assists,
oh,
and it looks like
his
Happen
body
will
block's
survive.
on
That was
point.
looking dangerous for a second.
Yeah, and Tekvir's level 2 standing there hoping to get Happen out. If Tekvir's not level 2, not the threat that he is, surely Echrome's going to keep running it down, take that fight. But because of that start, duo side of the map is still Food Drive for Globes. Val still got this farm on this side of the map. And I like seeing this early game. Teams are aware of what's happening. You know, this is our strong side. This is their strong side. We play to our strong side. Valo, a little bit behind, though. Because of how Andy plays that, Elion plays that, there's going to be a while till this Loki hits level 3. But it's kind of the same thing with Elion in support. He gets plucked. He's still only level 1. He's trying to hit level 2 quick.
Yeah, trying to get in the middle of it. Couldn't get the stun off. Happen will get the kill. Elion will fall down, and, well, this lane, Happen and Tekvir, they have been dominating the duo lane in every single match they've played online and on LAN.
I don't think that's bad,
Look how close he is to hitting level 2. He needed 1 minion there. He tries to play up to get it. It's almost like I'm playing to get Valo behind. I'm getting my jungler ahead. You just have to play so far back, but this is the strength of Sobek. The tiniest of leads, and he gets 1 pluck on you, and it's a free kill. You especially pair it with that Cernanos. A lot of damage, so much kill potential, good CC. But now that he's level 2, he does have that safety to jump away. But I wouldn't be so sure. A pluck, it's a lot of damage. It might not be a kill every time, but a pluck should mean a lot of damage done to who's ever plucked.
Yeah, this will definitely be a tough bout. You do have a little look, though, from the jungler.
Big damage.
Johnny takes the cold, and Happen gets body blocked out, has to pluck himself out, and, well, Echrome will pluck him out of the arena for now. Tekvir also took a ton of damage there off that brutalized plus lead.
So good.
And that's how you take control of the duo lane back.
And
you
now
didn't
he's
really
back.
need Johnny to rotate over. Good work there.
And that was a little disrespectful by Happen to try to make that play there. Sap's taking a lot of damage here. Valo still is here. Looks like they're going to let Sap go. A little bit of damage onto him, a little threatening. But that's the damage that Jingwei and Bacchus really bring. I mean, we haven't seen Bacchus, so just to talk about what he does, he's bringing a lot of CC, plucking Echrome, he's going to be able to dash out.
I forget that you can do that
Bacchus
now.
brings a lot of CC and a lot of damage.
No,
and it's surprising
got
damage.
eliminated
The CC is not surprising.
lane.
It is very long-lasting. You have the stun, you have the knock-up, and he does do damage when he gets that point into his one. And you pair that with Jingwei, who, if you do get locked down for a long time, Jing's one, it starts ticking and it gets really high in that damage department. And as you said, they didn't need Johnny's damage to kill that tank Sobek.
Actually, this
Taking
team,
an aggressive approach
the
here, though, in
Food
the
Drive
jungle, as
team
the jungle
eliminated
buffs
them,
are about
I
to spawn,
think.
speed about to be up as well. Make it our first major team fight here, and barely anybody's level 5. Got the Morgan at level 5.
You guys are baiting me.
Looks like speed will go, I believe, It looked like Food Drive got it. We'll go back and get that purple buff as well. So very confident push here from Food Drive. Something we have been talking about with Food Drive. Malum talked about it in the pregame. Their farm has been something that's elevated them above some of these other teams. But Smokebreaker definitely
biggest two, I think.
Yet. You talk about the biggest team.
I mean,
that was
that's my logic.
Upset. Sure, Elion joins the team, but being able to go in, sub in, and then play at that level. Here we're in a little bit of trouble. Elion is going to take it happen, plucked him out, and Tankbeer gets a freebie.
Big game.
What a perfect CC combo there. The pluck into the cripple, into the stun. Nothing Elion can do there when he's plucked.
Really clean.
And again, this comes back to he puts himself behind a little bit to make sure Johnny has that lead. And Johnny took that red buff, he took the back camps on the right side, he went for those invades. But so far, Johnny's really not made many plays. He tried to make that one, obviously, but they got the kill before Johnny was even needed. There is a slight issue so far
no,
what I'm
Vegas
seeing
is next
in this Bacchus, where I trust Elion, I do.
January.
It's a risky god to pull off because if you fall behind,
playing a little too confident against the Soulback.
Yeah. If you get plucked just once, there's so much CC on the side of Food Drive for Globe.
We're so back
this is before the Poseidon's even there to crack, and this is before Karmic is there with that silence on the ultimate. And this is going to carry over even into that mid-game.
Well, we were talking about this off-stream with Globe, too. He's kind of sneaky when it comes to his rotations. He always seems to be available when you least expect it.
5 minutes.
Here we go, 5 minutes. They're always on it every time, and even Smokebreak have trouble actually getting it going. You do have Elion looking across, but they're not even going to get it. It's a free Gold Fury here for Food Drive for Globe. They continue to do what no one else seems to be able to contest
right now.
And this isn't new. This is Food Drive does this every single game. 5 minutes, they're going to look for it. Maybe you slow them down, they don't get it at 5. Guess what? They're coming back at 6 minutes, they're coming back at 7 minutes until they do get it. And teams kind of have to have that drilled into their head. 5 minutes, we have to have eyes on gold, we have to have a ward on gold. They like playing these comps. I mean, you said we talk about this in the backstage about Globe, rotations, stuff like that. Along with rotations, he plays gods that shred Gold Fury. Tankbeer playing this CERN. He also plays the Zeus. These are gods that destroy the Gold Fury, and that's what their comps are a lot of the times designed to do. But objective damage on Food Drive is great. It's the same thing on Smokebreak. They have this Amaterasu. Yes, I mean, does the Morgan have great shred? Not really, but you're going to have a crit Jingwei, so it's going to be equal damage later into the game for Smokebreak on these objectives. But through this early portion, it's going to be all Food Drive on objectives.
Little trouble in that dual lane. That's where most of the action has been. But over here, Karmic having to contend with the Amaterasu takes a ton of damage. And how about that? Benko forces it out.
Yeah, they're pretty much isolating the dual lane right now.
Right here for Smokebreak on the solo side.
And this just goes back to that early game portion.
They're
Solo side of the map is all Smokebreak. Duo side is all
They're gonna be
Food
doing
Drive
that the
for
whole
Globe.
game.
And depending on whichever team you root for, pluck on Elion, a lot of CC, and again, he's going to be locked down, Jorby. He's going to be killed. You cannot be getting plucked. Otherwise, you're going to die.
Why is he even down that far? I mean, never mind. They're just in his jungle the entire time. But
so
still,
far,
I think Elion, as soon as he sees it, you just got to abandon it. That's, what, the third time that he's gotten plucked out and dead? You can't
but they're doing great, though. So what's happening is that they're mirroring the other jungle. That's how they're not getting behind. So they're ganking here, and they're mirroring the other jungle. Yeah.
Little tidal wave.
And they're doing fine.
Even
though Andy's getting behind on support levels, all the other team is doing great.
But they at least get this Naga. They get more global gold for their team. And we're seeing, again, back to the earlier point, this solo side of the map is Smokebreaks. Duo side of the map is Food Drive for Globes. I think you have to be a little bit more aggressive towards the side of the map
it smart
with
though.
With
No, it's kind of impossible to kill Amma like that. Because they're trying to isolate the dual lane, which is the other strength that Smokebreak has.
Johnny's playing Fenrir. I mean, you play Fenrir, you want to get active, and Johnny really hasn't done too much so far.
Yeah, we haven't really said his name at all outside that one attempt where he wasn't needed in the dual lane.
Yeah, and it's not even worth it anymore.
Like,
if they kill him, it's like, okay.
A quick back and pulls off underneath that tower safety. So everyone's just kind of poised right now. Smokebreak looks like be a little bit smarter and playing a little bit smarter. A lot more ward coverage set up here. Look at the dual lane lit up.
Yeah, I like the wards, and so far I liked how Food Drive for Globe has set up this early game. They get their CERN
also, they're sharing so much experience. And what's happening is that their carries are sharing so much experience too. So it is not like they're taking so much advantage.
Can't walk up, can't farm this wave. And now Valo's allowed to just play
Yeah,
through the map
I agree,
wherever he
Chin.
wants. Globe is
agree.
Globe. I don't think we need to talk about Globe. He's going to make rotations. He's going to farm very efficiently. I like talking about Valo when we look at Food Drive for Globe. And he got his duel lanes off to an early lead. Now this is where Valo can just do whatever he needs to do. He can look to hyper farm. He can look to gank. Loki's a scaling jungler, especially when you compare it to Johnny on this Fenrir. Johnny's mostly a gank style character. He's even building into that Jotuns, wanting to fight a lot. And you point out, Valo's got Trans. He just wants to scale, and he's doing that perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen him make those rotations, but he's stacking that Transcendence. Once that's online, you get that second item going, then he's going to be a real problem real quick as we approach that 10-minute mark. And the other thing, too, the Cernanos starting out on the Sunbeam Bow, still a more popular item, and Sap
Oh my god, no, he
just
missed.
couldn't find it. Globe will survive by the skin of his trident, I suppose.
And if that stun hits, maybe we're talking about a different story where he actually gets that solo there. But I mean, you wanted to talk about the Morgan
I'm gonna try
earlier
to do
about
Go Fury again.
what are her strengths.
And they
That
know
right
he
there,
do-
her
he doesn't
one-duel
have
potential
ult.
is insane.
Double dog.
Double
Yeah,
dog.
they're
You're
grouping
gonna be
again
getting
to
goaded by
try to
Johnny.
invade.
And Johnny's itemizing into this more tanky style Fenrir, a little bit more utility in the kit. Not as
I think they're
one
gonna gank
shot, but
boss.
he'll still do a lot of damage. He'll still
You
threaten
can't.
you. It's just not Loki damage where he's gonna be one-shotting you. And as you pointed out in dual lane, the build difference, Sunbeam Bow on Tegvir, this is Cern's best item by far.
How they
I
know?
think it
Oh,
is
they
so
have a
strong. The spike
ward.
is very strong. Devs on the Jingwei,
They know
not
because they have a
stacked yet, so
ward.
not nearly as strong. But Bengo has
Fuck.
rotated over on the right side of the map. Johnny staying over there with Carmen.
And that's a good rotation.
Fight over at the purple buff happened.
And he stole
Moving
him.
forward, actually everyone's zoning out
Nice.
as soon as they saw Valo. And they will pull out.
Johnny's
Do have Sap
contesting,
coming
so
into
he
the
doesn't
fight
lose
as
anything.
well.
Nice.
They did have it warded earlier, but those wards dropped, so they don't necessarily know. Now they do have vision.
Really good
but they're just
rotation.
trying to get those camps and get out. So again, Food Drive for Globe, they kind of wax and wean their way out of that fight. Karmic has to contend with Ragnarok, has the Storm Call, blinks out
the
of it
blink.
to make sure he doesn't get that bite damage. Meanwhile, Globe is in
He's dead.
trouble, and he can't escape it. Benko will take him down. We saw Globe kind of getting harassed a little bit in that mid lane, and they finally get a kill on him.
And that's a win in every part of the map for Smoke Break. You have Johnny making Karmic use that blink, use that ultimate. On the left side, you're getting that purple buff invaded, putting a little bit of
Both
pressure
teams are
on the
playing the map
Tegvir to slow
perfect.
him
They're
down
contesting
so
everything
Ekrom can
perfectly.
catch up.
They're
And then you
doing
get that
what they
kill
have to
mid.
be doing.
Beautiful plays by Smoke Break, and Sap looking for play on Tegvir.
Sap, if he could get Tegvir here, that would be huge
Ooh,
for Ekrom to help get him
beats.
farmed up.
Oh,
Got a lot of damage on
let's
there.
fucking
You
go.
Got it on the dot, and Tegvir goes
Let's
down.
go, baby.
And that's the second time that Sap has used this exact same combo.
And
poked you down to
now
about half health.
we're back.
And Fenrir, I mean, one damage item, but that's enough to
So
threaten.
now let's
off
see if
the
they're gonna
damage
try to do
that the
Go
Morgan
Fury.
does in
It
her
looks
base
like they're
kit.
gonna try
It's
to
a really
group
good
up
play
there.
there by Sap, and I like that he's playing aggressive. This 2-level lead, he's doing exactly what you need to be done with the Morgan. Sobek walking up here, a little bit of poke
Okay.
onto him, but this is the Gold Fury pulled by Smoke Break.
Happens just trying to delay.
Haven's
give
gonna
him a
try
chance contest.
to
They do have
ult
some, but
and
Globe is actually
steal.
not even rotating over. Happens still sticking around.
Oh,
He does
he's
have a little
fucking
support
there.
coming on the back end.
He
They
doesn't
still
leave.
delay
Oh,
this
yeah.
Gold Fury.
Dead.
Globe is just pushing it. So Happen
This is so
dies.
good.
Globe doesn't rotate. Valo
They're gonna
decides,
contest
no, I'm
that
going back
now.
to the
So
dual lane.
Luck
They
is gonna
can
try
save
to
the Gold
push
Fury.
so they don't get pushed out.
And
They're pushing
a
late, so
bit of
that's
an
the right
awkward
play too.
play there, I think, by Food Drive. It was like a half commit call to defend. Vala was walking up, Happen was walking up, but it was almost like Globe was saying, no, don't defend that.
Hey, he
I'm
kept
not
pushing up.
coming.
Yeah.
He was pushing waves in, and then he
That's
goes
it.
to
Yeah,
the
they
right
push
side
it
jungle, just trying to get as much farm as possible. They do just drop that Naga.
Hi,
Sap
Prada.
maybe looking for something,
Thank you
just
so
getting the
much for
backstop. Never
watching
mind,
on
he's not
YouTube
making a play in
side.
a 1v2. Maybe a little over-aggressive for Sap, but
Too
still.
close for that.
With what he's been playing so far, I mean, at this point in the game, the Morgan's not
doing?
one-shotting you in her base kit. She needs that transform. It's still not available. It's actually coming up very soon. But
They're trying to
that's
force
the
the
point
ult.
when you pay attention to the Morgan when the ultimate is up. There's characters reliant on their ult. Morgan's probably the
Yeah.
most reliant character on her ult in the earlier
Yeah, that's what I
portions
was
of the
saying.
game.
Like,
But,
even though it looked
I mean,
like
through
they
this
were
game so
losing
far,
super hard in the
very
right,
back and
I
forth,
mean, in the
a
left
lot of
side, the
wins
right
for
side was
both
being
teams, but
dominated, and
it-
they were
this
just
has been
mirroring and waiting
a
for the
pretty big
opportunity
grudge match so
to just
far.
pop.
Yeah, it kind of flipped, right? Food Drive got that first Gold
The
Fury.
support getting
Smoke Break
behind
take
is
the
not
Naga.
as
flipped around this time.
as,
Smoke Break get the Gold Fury. Food Drive
important
take the Naga. And
than the
dual lane is
carries
kind of stagnated.
getting
Notice
behind.
Leon is not putting himself in bad
And
positions
also,
anymore.
Andy
He
plays
hasn't died
to
since that last time we
give
mentioned
the
it, like,
carries the
what almost
lead.
feels like,
So
7 minutes
Tegvir's
ago.
no
yeah,
beast.
that's
Here
what
we
his
go.
gameplay.
He got Ragnarok up, and now
Okay.
might be in some trouble. Baka's here to get
Oh,
those
no.
stuns out, but
Oh,
now
no.
losing around on him. Sunbeam Bow active, and does he get out?
Oh
he
my
just gets
God,
away
what
from
a
it, but
flop.
Tegvir also survives. Valo does
blink.
not want Johnny to live. He's trying to find an assassination,
go.
but he'll live to
What a
fight
peel, what a
another
good peel.
day.
This is
Valo
an even
forced to
match,
retreat.
yeah, 100%.
Maybe just a little over aggressive there by Valo.
They're both playing perfectly.
You take your wins where you get them. There's no follow-up
Really
there
clean.
from Tegvir. But, I mean, who
Kinda feel
else?
frustrated, though.
A little frustrated letting him get out there, but, I mean, this is exactly what Food Drive Globe does. Globe's pulling this. Is there anyone even aware of what's happening? There's nobody here. They use this Naga. There's enough damage from Globe here just to... It's free. I don't know how they do this. They just find these free objectives.
Yeah, every time. I think, you know, it's having your eyes on the mini-map, but it really comes down to the calls and your IGL. And as soon as you recognize, hey, there's an opportunity to make a play on the map here instead of just meandering. And I think that's something that other teams, they just don't do as fast as Food Drive for Globe do. Very solid and very efficient when it comes to it. You're pointing out on that huge lead that Happen has on Elion right now. A 3-level lead on that Sobek versus the Bacchus.
And that's the most important lead that you can probably have at this point, because both of these characters want that lead, and whichever character gets that lead does their job just 10 times better than the other one. Sobek is now able to pluck almost wherever he wants, and there's not a ton of threat onto him. And Elion, I mean, if he flops in, maybe at best he gets a trade, but he is not getting a kill. He just doesn't have the damage. He doesn't have that survivability.
So.
He does have that. The support
he's not even that ahead,
He's
you
got
know?
the Talisman of Purification. If you ask any
doing.
support player, you know, what are the 2 best items you could build? It's these ones through and through. They both have these items, but he's missing out on those flat stats from just getting levels.
Like, to me, Chak
Doesn't have
is
those same
more like a
protections that the Sobek has, and
survival
same with that health.
god.
Press with Smoke Break to stop the
Yeah,
bleeding in this
Chak is
duel.
more like
We were talking
survive the
about
early
Tegvir
game and
being
be
ahead early.
tanky in
He's
the
now
late
down
game.
a level
Type
to
thing.
this
Don't
Jinwei.
get like
He's
caught
got the haste
and don't
Fatalis
feed the
on
other
line.
guy. That's it.
Executioners is also
And Nama
done.
is more
This Jinwei is going
like,
to
yo,
start
I'm the
being a
big dog
problem
in this
for
town, bruh.
Food Drive for Globe. And that is not where you want to
I'm
be. You
powerful,
took the
I have
shifters
damage,
online
I have
early as
auras,
well,
and I have
as
CC.
you were just alluding to next to me here with that Cernanos,
And
that shifter
the Walker
Zerker
being as
shield
good as he
combo
is,
being
he has the
very
power
popular on
to use the ammo, you know.
And I love the difference in builds with Jinwei and Cern. Cern just has so much good base
Hey, doing
damage.
hoodie?
All he needs is a little bit survivability, and that's what you get with this build. And Jinwei on the opposite side is the hyper carry god, crit, fatalis, devs,
Wait,
wants
that was
to run
ult?
you down. Tegvir looking for a rotation though onto Benko.
Could work out, but you get
He's
hit
chilling.
by the third
All
part of the
about-
ult,
for
you get
ult.
stunned out, and you won't get
Are
the
trying
kill.
to group
Happen
for
also
the fire?
lurking around.
Question mark?
These like disjointed fights. Happens looking for one.
I
but his
do
team
not
is
know, Nan,
really
I'm
there
sorry.
To support him. Happen, gotta be careful.
I didn't
here.
even
You
know
don't
that there
wanna
was a
get caught
new
out and get pincered out. He'll
skin.
still go for the
We can
pluck
check
here,
it
but
out
the fight
after
looks to be
this game.
starting here at the Pyromancer.
Oh, nice,
There you go, Elion will
nice
get out of it.
beats.
Know if they want to exactly
Dope.
disengage though. Sap seems willing to fight on the Morgan. He has 2 levels up on this, or on Globe, or was 2 levels up.
Wait,
Globe
so-
has gotten a level back, but here's a pluck from
H4?
Happen.
Okay,
Trying to
we'll
get
check it
Elion
out
out
after.
off the table.
that
He
was
does.
cool.
That was ridiculous, and we'll get out of it. And the Ragnarok will do absolutely nothing here for Smoke Break.
And again, just to reiterate, if you are behind on Bacchus, you are not able to make that same impact on the map as you are on Sobek. Happen sees any pluck he can, he is going for it. And I think it was an interesting map play by Food Drive for Globe. Tegvir backed.
I mean, Sobek is has more escape than Bacchus though. Like, you can plug, you can miss, and you can just all out. Back to you flop, you mid, you're
farming
dead.
waves. I mean, does he have a massive lead right now? No, but you look towards that late game, I think Val is the most important player on the map for Food Drive for Globe. On this Loki, he's their playmaker. A lot of times he's going to be cleaning up kills. And when you're playing into a comp like Smoke Breaks, who have Jinwei, very safe,
maybe
very safe,
after Island, I don't know.
mean,
Maybe next patch.
go down the list. All these gods are safe. You need to be able to clean up those kills, and I'm hoping that that's what Val is going to be able to do the farther into the game we get.
Yeah, gotta also talk about on this solo lane, the Amaterasu, it was just 2 levels up here on Karmic, and it's not exactly where you want to be with Amaterasu being able to rotate and being that many levels up. We talked about Food Drive, their ability to farm, and while the gold is the same, the XP has actually gone Smoke Break's favor. This just shows you how close it is. This Naga happened. Wants to see if he can get a steal onto it. Will start the sickening strike, and he will not get it. Happen. Will still sit around, taking a ton of damage. That execution
there's a lot of
those
people
protections. Happen gets caught lurking in the swamps, but you better get out onto the shore. Ekrom in a little trouble. Pops the Aegis early, and he negated that. Assassinate. Doesn't matter. Valo will get the kill. Ragnarok trying to pull it back. Do they get Valo in response? Well, the Stormcall forces him to leap out, but there's Sap to pick up the kill on Valo.
1 by 1.
Not quite over either. Underneath, brutalized to take him. Double dog to grab the Ragnarok and get him out of there, but now all of a sudden, you're in a little bit of trouble, and you can't get up. Benko gets deleted by the Kraken.
Massive team fight there just for a 2v2 or 2 for 2. No real big winner there, but we do have that gold fear still up, and a jump in by Johnny here. A lot of damage down on the tech fear, but he's gonna be living through it.
Oh my goodness, dashed and had to eat that brutalize, still turned it on him. And
that was such a bad fight.
Can you believe Johnny's the one who dies there?
They should have run out.
Sap as well.
Wait, he lost?
Into gold.
And Globe gets that laugh out at the last second, trying to tell Sap who's boss. He's behind 2 levels. He's now even after that kill. Massive team fight win there by Food Drive.
Is this live? Yes, and it is live.
The 5v5
How are you doing?
went their way. It was a 2 for 2, but Johnny went back in. Johnny dies. Sap goes in also. Sap also dies. That was almost a big misplay there by Smokebreak, and now we have a potential Fire Giant being pulled here by Food Drive for Globe, or minimum. Yeah, no, they're going for Fire Giant.
Three players
and they cannot defend the fire. That's the problem. If Sandy goes in, he's just gonna die.
There's a Sunder available on
try
Elion. He has a chance to steal it, but that will be a tough one for sure. You can belly flop, do it, but that is dropping quickly. Gets in, does he get it? No, Comic will make sure that Elion goes to the grave. Globe picks up another Kraken kill on Elion. They get the Fire Giant buff, and now
Food Drive
in the driver's seat.
We trust in the team.
They are getting this Gold Fury, trading it out for that fire and for the
Pyro. And Atlanta Vane Fire.
I mean,
yeah, literally.
The game kind of evolved to the point where both these supports are really far behind. I don't really know. Food Drive for Globe, yes, they have this big lead. Yes.
I mean, big lead. It's only 2K. To be honest, there's not a lot of big lead. They haven't pushed any lanes.
Elion's 0-5 right now.
Still.
I mean, level
They're
11
try
is
to
pretty
start
useless
pushing
at
them.
this point. But I don't think Happens any more useful. If at best, if Happens the one that engages on the fight.
No, Sen, I wish I could, but it was a last minute thing and the tickets were so expensive.
He's the tankiest god of the game. It's not because, you know, you can just run somebody down. It's because of how low his cooldowns are.
It's not even that bad.
You just spam your 1, your 2,
There's
your 3.
how to farm till the fire.
For safety. Karmic's not going to be able to walk into the Phoenix and tank it for an extended period of time.
And play a little bit
passive
right
siege not
How you
difficult,
doing either way,
it makes it have to be a
Have
lot
you been
more
playing
calculated,
any Marvel
especially
Rivals?
because, I mean, look at the build for the Jing Wei. 4 full items, got 2 shred items, has the Fatalis, has the shred, has the lifesteal. I mean, just at level 20, probably should have that cowl done soon. This game is by no means over. It's a very slight lead here for Food Drive for Globe, but I'm looking at the late game for Smokebreak. I really like it.
Well, all Ragnarok not going to catch Fallow, and you're forced to leave. I don't know if you wanted to take that fight for sure. That bite could have been the end of Fallow.
Hi, Jody. Nice to see you.
It. And the push for the tier 2
Ever play any
here
game?
in the
No, I
mid-lane,
feel you.
Elion,
I
the
totally
only
feel
one
you. I
here.
barely play
You have a
games
split
either.
push by Benko there on the tier 2 in the solo lane, and everybody
How's
here in
work?
mid
How's
forced to pull
life?
off. Happens
Hope
a ton
everything
of
is okay
damage
with
and
you.
just can't
And
tank
your
anything.
fam.
And that's the issue with your support being your only
Literally
true tank.
Oh, literally me.
So
I'm like, I can be
right
a
now. You can't just
backpack.
walk in and take a ton of it. When you saw how fast E-Chrome and that tower shredded him.
It's like 3 hits.
And he was just gone, half health. And he doesn't have that
No,
capability
this
to
tournament
stay
needs
in there
to
even
qualify
longer.
the
Does
final
opt for this privilege
qualifiers
with the
to
shield, you kinda
Vegas.
have to keep your eye
So
out
pretty
for,
much the
but
bottom 2
even
teams
the
are not
farther
gonna make
into
it
this
to
game we
the
get, Happen needs
Vegas
to get more farm under his belt because level
tournament
20
that is next
on the
month.
chalk. Still not
Right
gonna
now
be
we
that
have
tanky.
2
Will do a
points
lot of
because
damage.
we're
Val
2
actually caught it
here.
here. No ultimate
I'll be
available.
dead.
They got the pick onto him. Good play by E-Crom and Sap. Sap does use that ultimate, but
It is really
I'm
good that they're
trading for this
pushing
tier 2
right.
and left, but
That gives
that's
more
good for Smokebreak.
right map control
I mean,
for the
I
Fire
still think
Giant
Food
late
Drive
game.
will take this, though. They've been sitting on this Fire Giant buff for a little bit now and still hadn't gotten the value out of it.
Andy
so,
going to
sure,
Vegas
you
anyway.
lose Valor, he loses the Fire
If he doesn't
Giant buff,
qualify,
at least
no.
you get some sort of value out of this Fire Giant. And coming around, Johnny.
Oh, nice
avoids the
bait,
Kraken.
nice.
And here comes E-Crom. E-Crom confident.
He's strong.
Fully kitted. Well, not fully kitted, almost fully kitted, fully leveled, if you will.
Yeah,
Johnny just
hopefully,
accepts behind as
hopefully
well.
they do.
Yeah, this might be a pincer movement.
Globe?
Catch them out. Globe is in a lot of trouble. Zap takes it out, and oh my goodness,
Oh,
Elion will get credit for
okay.
the kill. Globe gets
Be careful
absolutely
in the back,
smashed.
in the back,
and
in the
they wanna
back,
keep
in the
pushing,
back.
They're losing health bars. E-Crom takes down Happen. This is looking huge. First
The
smoke
body
gun.
blocks, let's fucking
Elion
go,
takes
bro.
down Tegveer.
He's dead though.
The double kill. Karmic got Zap for the
He's
little
not
bit
dead.
of, what do you call it?
Nah, he's dead.
Consolation. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. Elion falls as well. 2 for 3, though,
2
for
for
Smoke
3,
Break.
and they
A
have
nice
Fire
little
Giant.
cleanup
That was
by
a really
Karmic,
clean
and
play.
you see when Karmic's in these fights, he's going to be strong. But
That
that
was
was
a
just
really
a
nice
good
call.
play by Sap, a nice little wrap. He didn't even have ultimate available there. He just knows he needs
Hopefully
to start
the
that
Walker
fight
will push
and
the
commit
lane.
to
I don't think so,
Globe.
though.
They kill Globe very early.
I don't think
Just
he
not
can-
able
he can get the
to get
tower.
really any damage off
He's
in
only
that
play
fight.
with, just
And
a pick up team.
I mean, you don't get on
Um,
E-Chrome at this point in the
what?
game.
Oh, yeah.
E-Chrome will carry
Yeah,
the fights. We
point.
just saw it there. He will run you down. Eyes on E-Chrome, and
Oh,
especially
he
because
can actually.
he's
Nice.
hyper carry mode at this point. Tegveer, we saw, lived very long, got a lot of damage off. but he's not going to be running you down. He doesn't have that
Literally
fatalis.
awesome.
There's a lot of damage when you're diving him, but Ikram can dive you
Hi,
with the
Tal.
I feel like
Thank you
Techveer
so
just
much
needs a
for
little
the
bit more
raid.
support. I mean,
Welcome.
we talked about how that hasn't really been something that Food Drive really have because of where Happen is. He's now 2 levels down to Elion. Keep in mind, Elion was 3 levels down.
Wait,
Yeah, the Walker
no way
is,
that's right.
Yeah,
his
16
new
to
name is
14. It was,
Benko.
what, 12-8? No, almost 12-8. It was 11-8 in favor
Yeah, that's
of
why I put it
Happen.
like
And
the
it's
Walker.
completely flipped. Smokebreak are really trying to turn this around. They're up in gold now. Gold Fury starting for Food Drive, but it looks like
Yo, for
Smokebreak
real,
can't contest it.
Yuri.
Elion thinking about it, and Food Drive don't want to risk it.
And to point out that support level,
Dude, you
level
guys are
15 is the
tripping,
biggest
bro.
spike on support because you get to finish your starter item. And you see Elion has his starter item finished.
Oh,
Still stuck on
and
that
he's
selflessness
literally
for Happen.
2 levels
so that
ahead
is
now.
a big difference.
That's what
in
I'm saying. They were
just the
pushing,
passive
so
that you get from that item. And
they use
stats
farms.
also. So
They
that's
recover.
massive difference there.
And they actually
They're both just
ahead.
3 items deep, but
Oh my
you
God, that's
compare it to
crazy.
who can live a little bit longer. See the heroism. You have the better stats. Look on the opposite side. It's just 10, 10, and 60
Good
for
evening.
selflessness.
How you doing?
You compare how both of these
Well,
supports are going to die,
I'm
how they're both going to be able to take
Leonesa,
stuff.
so.
Elion's got way
Oh,
more.
this is
Oh,
NA
coming from
versus
behind.
EU.
Double
With
beats.
the Ragnarok, he gets pushed out of
And
it.
he's dead.
Johnny couldn't get there. Kraken helps him out. Happen to take
Oh,
her,
no,
takes him
they're
down.
looking
Zap will kick one out, and it's back and forth. Zap
good.
gets another one for a double
2-2.
kill. Trying to push him out of it. Zap has turned into Jock, trying to get a little bit of tech in there.
No, he's
and oh,
dead.
this is not looking good, but Valo
He's
turns
dead,
it around.
right?
He
Okay.
dropped down. Zap takes another triple kill. Does he get another? Zap keeps on going.
No.
One kill. Happen will take down Zap before any more
Oh,
damage
he's
can
dead.
be
Everybody's
done.
fucking dead.
Going hard on it. Johnny takes down
Let's
Happen
go,
for the
Johnny.
DSI.
Push the lane. Push the
Massive
lane.
win there. Sap, Johnny, Ikram,
Hi,
all
son.
pop
How
off.
you doing?
Valor was almost
Nice to
there to
see you.
stop that deicide from happening. The only
Yeah, we
downside
can
here, though,
rewatch all these 5
can't really
because
do anything
honestly,
with this
there's so
massive
much
win you
animation
just got. I mean, you
sometimes
get
that
a
I
little
get
item
lost
here
a
or
little
there,
bit on
but
what is happening
the-
and
at
how
best,
it's
you can
exactly
maybe
happening.
Get this tier 1 here.
Oh, we
Fire
can
Giant's
rewatch
up, but
later
not
if you
threatening
guys
it,
want
it's
to.
just the Fenrir.
6 trays, yeah,
You have
100%.
slight advantage, I guess, on
It's a really
timings
good
on your
team fight.
spawns. Elion's already alive.
Right? It's
Banco's up
really
in a bit,
fun,
but
really
you look on the
interesting
other
to
side,
watch.
That's just like a...
A lot of team fights.
If I were to
I'm loving
decide
it.
what that was more of like a... We just team fought with them and we won, and we're still not that strong. I mean, we have another item on
This
our
is
Jinwei
still
coming.
so even,
Almost
chat.
scales
This
really
is so
well.
even.
Johnny, at
Like,
this
this is a
point,
50-50.
has one
It's just
damage
a
item.
thunder miss,
Once he
fire
gets that
giant
second
type
one on,
shit.
It becomes a little bit more threatening. And, I mean, you got to shout out Sap in that last fight.
There's
That
8
shock
teams right
transform was
now,
insane.
and
Sap,
6
the way-
of
the way
them
that he
are
was
gonna
farming
qualify to
early
Vegas.
on,
The
right,
bottom
he was
2
2
are
levels up
not.
earlier
I'm good.
against
Nice
Globe,
to
and he
nice
actually
to know.
went
Nice
into
to know.
Rod of Zahudi. At least a little earlier than you usually see it. You usually don't see that built until an item later. Already has the Obsidian
he's
shard
getting me
online as
something.
well.
Getting
he's
so nervous
doing
because I don't
so
see a
much.
big
6-3
lead.
and 6, it feels like it's a whole lot more.
I
The
just
fact that
wanted
4
to
of those
win
kills
already.
just came is actually
Hi,
crazy to me, considering the
SW. How
effect
you
he's had
doing?
in the lobby so far.
And I actually think pointing that out is really wise because you see on the opposite side, Globe
Yeah,
does
this
not
big
have the rod
smile
yet. If a
in
fight
the
happens now,
prime.
that's a rod diff.
He's gonna ult out.
Got a Ragnarok. Valos in
He has
a lot
ult.
of trouble here. Has to ult out.
I
And
don't know
there's
if it was
way
worth
for
it, to
him
be
get
honest,
back
to
in. The
ult
rest of
for
his team
them.
is here on the right side of the jungle. Sap is leading the charge, feeling confident after wiping the table last time. Do they want to engage, though? Happen. I don't really think they're that scared of him. They want to get that Pyromancer down, and Happen, there's no way for him to get in there. That's a free Pyromancer for Smokebreak.
Okay, we have
When we
bomb.
talk about these late game fights also, there's a
Walker
lot of
has
things
a
to analyze,
bomb.
but I think right now, the scariest thing for all of Food Drive for
Sobe
Globe
has a
is
bomb too.
you have to play into the Morrigan, who can do stuff like this, can invis in, you don't know where she's coming from, and then just transform into the
They
chop.
poke so
I mean, even though
much,
you don't
so
get
that's
the
pretty
solid,
good.
actually, a fight's, it's breaking out.
Now the
He's
storm
dead.
call gets a
He
bit of
has
a
to die.
silence. The support's not there. Karmic has to get out.
Oh
and
my
now finally
God.
the support comes through. Techveer gets
Oh
a lot
my
of
God,
damage
he
out.
not
Happen to
died.
survive.
And this
He
guy is
comes
peeking
around,
the
Happen
back.
in trouble, and the Gator
Okay.
goes down. Techveer forced to dash out, and the Fire Giant, Smokebreak are posturing up for it. This one looks like it's all
Yeah, I
theirs.
don't understand how he got
Ikram
out.
gonna be shredding this. And
Loki's
again, if
doing
you walk
great, though.
back
He's
up,
pushing
Sap's
the-
gonna go
the
invis
lanes.
and kill you. You have to be very careful. It's really just on Valo now.
See if Valo can get it. Invis is down. Sees
Oh my God, can he
that's
get?
gonna be a
I
real
thought
tough
he
one to
stole it.
take down, Johnny.
I was already
Discredited with the Fire
ready to
Giant
turn
kill,
everything
now they're
off.
gonna race down Valo.
Talon.
Brutalized,
Okay,
absolutely
now we
annihilated.
have the lead.
Valo
Now
is
we
not
have the
having
lead.
fun.
Now we're gonna
And
push
that
the
is a
shit out of
bad
this
death
thing.
to be had because now
Nice.
everyone is dead. I mean,
But this
3
is
are
such
only
an
alive in the
even
next
game.
15 seconds. You really don't have much, and Valor's the only other. Karmic's getting ulted actually here too. 2. Not really trading much, just getting
Oh,
that
he's
talisman.
so
Okay,
tanky.
go mid, guys.
Yo.
Go mid. Go get these towers.
He's
these
not even
Phoenixes.
getting
What are we doing?
pwned.
Playing around with
That's
Carmen.
crazy.
Right, kill, murder. More blood for the blood god.
Yeah,
They
no.
do get that tower
If
for
he
you,
stole
inbound.
that thing, I
They're
would
going
have rage
straight
quit.
for the Phoenix. How about Smoke Break staying in this early on? Really looked like Food Drive were going to take control of another game,
I
another
was told,
lobby.
and they're defending the
Smoke Break
Phoenix.
had an
That's
answer
good.
and had a response. Not
They're
just
gonna
elsewhere
go
on the map,
Fury
but
and try
also
to push it
totally
again.
stop the bleeding
Heal
in the
and
dual
push it
lane
again.
early on, and then they took control here in Val.
Yeah, I actually don't like how Smokebreak even plays this, really. You have this lead right now with Valor still being dead, doesn't have that the jungle, the actual dive onto your comp, and you play this a little bit more aggressively here. That's a
Isn't
pretty
this
free Phoenix there.
I
You
don't
have
remember the
wave
name. The
eventually
Angry Gold
coming
Fury
up.
that gives
They opt to
you
just play
fire
this a lot
minions or
safer.
something,
They opt
like
to back up,
enchanted
get the
Gold Fury.
Ancient Fury, which is maybe
Or
the
something?
prize that they wanted. We talk about it all the time. Ancient Fury nerfed from the original release of Ancient Fury. It is no longer absolutely broken.
It was pretty nasty.
It was very, very strong.
That's so
Little-
good that he
little
didn't
caution there for
invest
Sap.
right
Should've
away.
been
If
close.
not, he was gonna die.
I wanted to see if there was maybe an all-in
They
there
were
by
baiting the invest.
Tegveer dashing in or something, because he does have that Fatalis now also. So the same way that Echrome cannot carry the fights. Also, curious. A lot of the times you see Jingwei builds, the last two items, crit.
Yeah, I haven't placed
Maybe
mine
because of
two at
how
all,
crit
actually.
is viewed in the meta. Deathbringers are
I didn't
fine
have the
out, but outside
PC,
of
and then
Deathbringer,
now I don't have
Deathbringer are
time.
not deemed very strong.
I'm like-
Instead, he goes for this
like
kin
Zen
size,
right now.
and he
He's
goes for the
working
Braggies.
and
It's going to be
doing
really
everything
good
less playing
shred
games.
on tanks. I mean, Braggies it's just flat bonus damage, and then Kins, percent max health damage. It's going to make killing Karmic, killing Happen very easy. It's just not that same.
Ah, you're so cute.
I
Thank you,
can kill
Jody.
anyone who comes into front of me, because Valor probably has more burst than he even does right now.
I mean, you said it yourself, right?
He's savage,
Well,
though.
you do have Karmic in a solid spot now, but Happen hasn't been much of a tank. And
Yeah.
your only real threat as far as a front line is Karmic. And even then, he's only been a lane of retreat for Food
No, I
Drive
really
for
love
Blood,
SMITE.
where it
My
looked like
favorite.
they'd
It
be
has
able
been my
to
favorite
use him
game
to
since I'm
initiate.
like
There's really been
15
no
or
fight where they
something.
could initiate, because they
I'm a
go
big
in and all of a
fan.
sudden they run into Sap, who also just can create himself into front line. And then
I don't
Jing
wanna
or
watch
Ecrom,
it.
we've talked about
It's
it
giving me
time and again.
something. Chad, hold my
doesn't
hand.
really seem to matter if you hit your left clicks. Seems like he's going to win that fight. Now
Okay.
they're splitting duties here.
Wait, didn't
in
go out
between the
mid?
Phoenix and the left Phoenix.
Yo,
Working in the
finish
swamps.
that. Thank you.
Middle
Out
Phoenix.
pretty early there. And the Phoenix
Yo,
goes down.
Corby?
Smoke break starting to really feel like
manifestation?
this is gonna be too tough to crawl back from for Food Drive. They're hoping that Smoke break make a mistake here, but they're just not getting one.
Yeah, I
With
totally
Ancient
feel
Fury
you
being
with
on
that
this tower,
one.
you can kind of just backdoor this very
Deadlock
easily. They have a
lens.
little bit more time, 48 seconds on this Fire Giant. The opportunity to look for another
No.
siege. Looks like they're going to be playing this one a little
They
bit
only
more
got
safer.
one Phoenix,
Back up,
right?
get
Miss
that Pyromancer.
They have
And when
30
we look at this
seconds for
next
the
Fire Giant
so it's gonna be
dance,
another
next time you look to pull
few,
this Fire Giant.
dance.
One of the best things about Amaterasu when it comes to these Fire Giants is, yes, the shred, but she also has that
I
capability
think
to just
whoever wins
perma
this
tank
Fire
the
Giant
also. She can
wins
stand
the game.
switch,
No
then
joke.
heal a little bit, stand switch, get that shield, and she can almost always never really be threatened by it. Combine that with the Death's Embrace, there's no worry about taking damage on that Fire Giant. And I
Yo,
mean, seeing
Chad, I
this
have
gold
a real
difference on the
question
graph,
though. Can you
I think
bomb
that
the
stuck out to me.
Titan? Does the
Sap
bomb
and
does
Globe's
damage to the
build.
Titan
Sap
or
is
no?
fully
Only
kitted
objective?
out. 7 items. Got that starter
Objectives?
finished also.
Sorry.
You look on the other side, Globe, 4 items. 4 items in his starter. He still doesn't even have that rod finished. He went for that Ob Shard. It's a massive
think
difference.
so.
Sap's a playmaker. Ekrom's
Okay,
a
okay.
playmaker. Both almost
It
finished.
still
actually, both
does
finished
knock
their
up
builds completely opposite side.
to gods,
I
right?
mean,
Who
Tegveer's only
knows?
5 items too, so I mean, you compare
Oh,
the
to use
backliners'
open
builds
smite
at this
and
point,
bomb the
I'd
Titan
be
just to
very
see,
surprised
just to prove a point.
if Food Drive looked to take a fight.
Yes, you
Say,
can.
Sap's
Okay,
getting
okay.
close to an elixir here soon.
2200 over there.
It's just crazy. To me, the first 5 minutes of this game, like what, Elion went 0-3 in the first 5 minutes. Duo looked like it was Tegveer happen all again, and I mean, Smoke
Yeah,
Break
yeah, yeah.
just they kinda threw
my
their-
last
threw their heads
update
down,
was
they
there.
got to work, and they just hard farmed it.
Yeah, and it's crazy seeing this as a 15,000 gold lead with this kills being so close.
Right.
It's just a few objectives here, a few objectives there, and honestly, I guess towers wiped off the map is maybe a big difference for Smokebreak, but it really doesn't feel like a massive gold lead for Smokebreak.
The next fight.
Hi,
may well
Relic.
decide
So
the
nice to
game.
see you. Thank you so much for
2
the tier
Phoenixes
3
down,
for
1 Phoenix went
73
back
months.
up. What happened?
Woo.
Getting out of the way. Oh, he's ready. You might as well just be a
Happens,
mage at this point. The Gator
No,
is not
he's
his
not
swamp.
dead.
It's
We are
Smokebreak's
dead
swamp.
now.
He's barely getting
Shit,
out of it.
man.
Carmen comes from behind and takes
looking
down
so
the main
bad, man.
damage dealers are gone on
How?
Smokebreak.
And
All of a
Andy's
sudden,
dead too,
it's a
bro.
question mark.
Fucking
Food
hell.
Drive for Globe aren't quite starved just yet.
I don't think he can
Elion
get out.
trying to get away from it. as they're gonna take him down. Karmic slows him, kills him, and puts him in the
Dude,
dirt. The
like, I
Fire
don't
Giant
understand
is
how
still
he's
tries to
not
take.
dying.
Norby, what is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? How does that fight break out like that? And how do you get wiped that hard? They don't even go
I don't even know what happened to Ekrom. Ekrom just, or no, to Sap. I saw what happened to Ekrom, but Sap
They were
just died out
literally
of
trolling
nowhere.
in there.
And Sap was the one I was going to say, keep your
Good
eyes
thing
on
that there's
this
two
fight,
alive.
but you
but
couldn't even see him. He was
still,
gone just like that.
Looking pretty rough right now.
And that's huge. I mean, at this stage in the fight, every
They're
team
gonna
fight where
push to
3 get
Phoenix and
wiped,
group to
that's
Fire Giant.
almost all of your towers that are going down here. Surely this middle Phoenix will, and they might.
He tries to
even think
defend,
about
he's gonna
no way
die.
to find a contested. But yeah, no wave will make
Yeah.
it.
They're going for the
Look
end.
how the tank
This
is.
is an end call.
Best
This
of
is an end
3,
call.
yeah.
Johnny's
Best of
here.
3.
They'll try to get it quickly.
Wait, they're gonna try to actually end?
This win away from Smoke Break. Johnny trying to get those damage dealers
Shit,
out.
they're
Titan
gonna
health
end?
Down, quarter health down. It's rolled quickly.
All right.
Soon. Food
Yes,
drive for
oh my
gold.
God.
Do they steal it? Yes, they do. Oh my goodness. What a first game. For
I told you,
Food Drive
Chad.
for
Whoever
Globe
wins that
coming
Fire
back from
Giant
the
fight
break.
was gonna win
Just
the
an
fucking game.
unreal last team fight by Food Drive for Globe. Again, how does that even happen? What happens to Sap?
What happened there, though?
Outplayed by Karmic on that dive.
Gonna wanna rewatch
Really,
that.
really nice team fight there by Food Drive for Globe. And honestly, that's like the last fight that they
Let's see.
needed. They were
Sure.
them to maybe even give up that Fire Giant and look for a defense.
Let's see what happened there. Let's analyze it. Oh wait, it's not this. Oops. There it is. Oh look. Wait, what is this quality? Ew. Okay. Let's see what happened here.
With 2 feet.
Okay. Okay, am I pushing? Everybody's group here.
Phoenix is down. Well, one Phoenix went back up.
This big ass rock doesn't let them to help.
What happened?
Okay.
Getting out of the way.
Karmic. So
Oh my shredded. You might as well just be amazed.
like, what happened here? What happened here?
At this point, the Gator is not his swamp. It's Smoke Break swamp. He's barely gets out
Okay, so they try to flank to this side.
of it. Karmic comes
And that was
from
bad.
behind
That was
and
a bad
takes down
flank.
the 2 damage
Pretty
dealers
much.
are gone on Smoke Break. All of a sudden, it's a question mark. Food Drive for Globe.
Yeah, I think it was
Earthquake
that.
Storm just out of it. Karmic.
That
What
flank.
happened? Getting out of the way.
They're trying to come to that side. Hi, Nix. Thank you so much for watching. How you doing? Thank you for the 18 months.
He's shredded.
Yeah, this
You might as
flank.
well just
This flank cook. If he just went straight up, he would have died, I think.
at this point, the Gator is not.
Well, yeah. Did not hear about this? Yo, what do you mean? No kidding. Well, that was it. Okay, don't worry, don't worry. We got next game. It's fine. We learn from our mistakes. And it's gonna be good. Yeah, no, Sobek didn't die twice. Twice. Oh, a high training coming. There you go. I didn't know it popped like that. Hi, Toots. Yeah, so Andy got picked into a team and pretty much he's playing LAN right now. Yeah. And that was pretty savage. Ugh. Yeah, that last team fight though. So now we're waiting for 5 minutes with anxiety and stress. Who went on Jing? You wanna see it?
Not his swamp. It's Smoke
It was
Break.
Chad,
Phoenix is
the one
down.
that
One
went for Jing.
Phoenix went
Let's
back
check.
up. What happened?
Look,
Getting out of the
Chuck is there. Zonny's trying to kill. He's trying to flank.
way. Oh my.
He's shredded.
Bunk. And then
You might as well.
he's getting zoned so hard in here in the back. Yay, dude. So thank you for the prime for 61 months. That's crazy. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for popping the hype train. Appreciate it. This is gonna be so happy. You
Just
guys
be
are watching and
amazed. At
supporting
this
him so
point,
hard.
the Gator is not his swamp. It's
Yeah, that was pretty much. Well, they're gonna ban Emoji again. 100%. Like, there's no way. Yeah, it was a really good game, and they have so much lead. Look at this. That's the only thing that I don't agree with SMITE is even though you have a crazy lead, they always can come back and use one Fire Giant instance. That's kind of. But it is what it is. Whoever plays better wins the game. I kind of want to read chat just because I'm bored, but then I'm like, no. That chat is different, bro. Let's just stay here and be happy. Leona, hey Angel. How you doing? Thank you for watching in the YouTube side. Oh, the Titan needs to do something. Titan looks like me when I wake up. Like, he's like, But Titan be like that from SMITE 1, SMITE 2, SMITE 70. So I don't know. Titan needs to actually wake up, bro. Wake up and do something. Yeah, literally. Everyone can win. Anyone can win. In late game. Well, now we know how they're gonna play. They're gonna try to gank. They're super hard, dual lane, blah blah blah. We're gonna mirror it. It's gonna be kind of like the same. Let's see if now we contest the dual lane and try to actually leave them behind by trying to contest them. Let's see what happened there. I don't think so though. I think it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be a mirror match until late game. Let's see. Yeah, that's me. That's me when I have long hair. I actually love the short hair now. I wake up, I'm like, yo. Yeah, fire away. Yeah, no joke. The minions, angry minions do more than the Titan. Yeah, that Titan is different. I didn't thought they could enter. I actually thought they could defend, and I forgot that Titan fell asleep. Oh, let me respond to my in-laws. They're so cute. My in-laws are so cute.
Hello, welcome back in, everybody. That intro has stayed sick throughout the entirety of the Founders Series, and these sets stay exciting. An incredible game number 1 between Smoke Break and Food Drive for Globe. And there's been incredible games throughout the Founders Series, these two teams included. And where, you wonder, might you check out some of those games and catch up as we continue the knockout land? Well, I've got just the place for you. It is SMITE VOD. So make sure you head on to youtube.com/SmiteVOD and check it out today. Go back, see some of the great sets that we've had. There was pentakills, we've had some base races, we've had shocking upsets, including teams that didn't make it to this land going home most recently. So check it out today.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that animation.
You can always get even more nostalgic.
I like it. Give me an idea.
All the time, but you know, talking
about YouTube, if you want to check it out, subscribe and like the videos. Thank you so much.
The macro that we love to see, the actual objective play, you know,
with dark mode.
Some
Yeah, imagine you're in the middle of the night and you see that ad. No, bro. You get blind.
But it felt like the fighting had purpose, and I think that's probably the most interesting part of it.
Exactly. It really felt like
Titan took a smoke break. No joke.
Get each other off guard, right?
And
that's kind of, it makes for exciting fights, right? Because how players react to those engagements is really what makes or breaks them in the long run. And we did see a lot of both of that, right? Food Drive for Globe had that final moment in the game where they said we could go for fire, but man, let's hit the end.
And you know what's big about that too, Lerby? The thing that popped in my brain
I can't believe it.
when I saw
I literally cannot believe it.
I have said so many times since I've been on Founder Series. It's so
Wait, we haven't
for
done
these teams
predictions.
Had a lot to prove.
We're gonna do a prediction for next
game.
game.
Like that and go.
Yeah.
To take an advantage and push the advantage, not be afraid to make plays happen. If I go back to Shabalba Storm trying to make Worlds qualifiers for year 10, I don't know if Food Drive for Globe, which again, this
Hi,
is the
Double
roster,
J. How you doing?
They make that same call.
Yo, thank you so much for the hype train chat. Level 3 for 5%.
The smart passive route.
Bonk.
Today,
yo, I'm actually gonna start doing push-ups so I can flex for you guys. No god.
And Jorby and Inbound, you could see that they kind of had the belief in it too. But the fact that Food Drive for Globe had that belief in themselves to make that play, I think that's a really striking thing. That maybe it's a small thing, But the closer we get to Vegas, as these teams are trying to make it there, that's the kind of thing we have to take note of.
Absolutely. I mean, just the recognition in general that that's even a possibility, right? Because
the solo was strong at 6-1.
Get the Phoenix and go. Get the Fire.
Who, the Chuck or Amma?
At the end of the day is who's Titan.
I didn't see.
And if you have the opportunity to go for it.
I want a Gemo game. Oh, you're not gonna see it. I'm 100% sure that they're gonna ban that thing.
Had that understanding.
Yeah.
They don't want Andy to play that, and I don't know if
Smokebreak were being in their own Titan room. You know, they tried to get in there a little bit, but just not the kind of defense that they were really expecting. It seemed like they were a little off guard as well.
Yeah, I'm about to buy them.
Crazy, on that last play.
And going and looking at actual picks, I mean, the quadra kill was crazy, but the
yeah, give me he got a quadra kill.
Quadra kill wise, that was really.
Check.
I noticed that caught you up.
Yeah,
too. You were like, that was a great call for Sap to actually play that way when we were watching it. And between the Morgan and the Bacchus, Smokebreak had a lot of interesting paths throughout that game.
Nah, I don't think Morgan was
but there's a lot of stuff they can easily look at.
Factor.
Like, you know, we tried the
Who's this nerd on the microphone? No, I don't know. That girl with the annoying voice, so annoying.
Right, but the real superstar, other than the Morgan.
Not as bad as Roman Empire that just drained though, years and years and years ago. But it is what it is.
Those damage charts, 36,000 damage for the chop.
How you doing, Roman?
Rated, I feel like, is this character just across the board. And like was talked about on the cast, once you get to that late game team fight, when you
what is that face though? I love that face.
By the way, a lot of protections if you're hitting.
How you being? I always rose the Roman Empire, no go.
Honestly, really impressive.
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
To be able to get in that fight, use the ultimate multiple times, and really just change the state of these games.
And you mentioned the torrent as well, and I kept noticing that Karmic was grabbing a lot. He was constantly grabbing red when available, but grabbing blue. And one thing I feel like that's not talked about, and a lot of people don't notice about Smite 2, is those buffs have a lot of different effects. Blue buff has a lot of cool effects to it. You can get some protections online, and with red, you're getting a lot of sustain from it as well, not just having to use your kit if you're Chalk. So Karmic taking advantage of that stuff. Again, it's these little things that push a long way. And Food Drive for Globe in this matchup, they needed those little things. They made them count in the big moments, and that equals, you know, body math, that equals a big win.
Yeah, I guess you could say so. I mean, red buff is kind of an interesting one, right? Because it's a little bit more considered a tank buff now, because it is this bonus max health damage that you're getting every time you hit someone with an ability. So because you are a character with such low cooldowns like Chalk, who has a 6-second cooldown base, by the way, if he can do that so many times, continuously get these procs off of this red buff, being able to do that on Chalk is what's leading to this damage being so very high. So, you know, red buff in Smite 1, definitely a carry buff, definitely through and through going to be that way, but not quite the same.
Not quite the same. Will the picks be the same? Will the picks be different? Does the Bacchus stay in game one? Where's the Chalk going? Baron, the first ban out, decides half swap. So Smokebreak on the order side. Food Drive for Globe will take that Chaos side, and they're going to handle the Morgan. So not letting Sap7 run that back, but Lermy, that leaves a lot open.
Sure does. I'm thinking Yemoja is still priority here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Sobek, but yeah, Yemoja just seems like the right pick off the bat. The question, though, for Food Drive for Globe is, will they go for the Sobek? I think Sobek is an interesting question here because you could arguably see Smokebreak go for the double down on the Guardians if you really want to. Kurtanos, of course, is a very solid pick, but not surprised to be seeing this Sobek here for Food Drive.
Don't grocery shopping.
I am with you for sure. Sobek has he's
don't
been in such an interesting spot.
Having money in your bank.
Especially today, where
literally heard it.
I still don't know fully where I stand, because there's been some moments where I'm like, man, I wish something else was there, but overall, such a strong pick. Loki,
well, son, I get it. You got your emoji
I like
game.
taking it away
and they did ban Morgan.
And I like the consistency Loki has brought. Because even in games where we're seeing teams fall behind, I think of Los Leal earlier on today, Loki is still able to find some picks and make some stuff happen, and Smokebreak really need that.
Yeah, I'm loving the picks though here. We did talk about the Chalk and how crazy Chalk can go, and since there's no Morgan, you know, you won't be seeing two Chalks
He's so cute.
on the board. But oh, baby,
there it is. Yep, you got it.
They got
definitely
Nemesis.
One of the better selections.
It has so much slow in there.
I'm surprised they didn't go for the Fenrir, but it does help quite a lot to help break down that very tanky and, you know, arguably a little bit immobile Chalk and Yemoja. I think across the board going to be very helpful, but this is where things get spicy, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a Ra.
You've got a Ra, you've got
We got the
some of the more
check.
exciting objective secure. I know
Ooh, no
Poseidon
way.
brings it as well, but Searing Pain, always interesting. Now Hades hover to potentially round things out for Food Drive for Globe.
Actually, I don't see it that bad though.
Kind of puts a big
But
wrench
the
in
problem
things.
with
I guess
Hades is that he
Solo
doesn't
Karmic has
survive
run it in
the
Founder Series up to
Walker.
this point, so.
Early game is gonna.
I
gonna be
don't know
done.
how I feel about it in general.
Let's
I think
see.
we've seen a lot of very interesting things from Hades. He can do a lot of different things that, you know, other
Oh my
characters
god, the
can't when it
camera
comes
is
to that
covering.
lane
Chat, you
pressure.
guys don't
And of
tell me
course,
anything.
He just is
Yeah,
miles of improvement in terms of his +1s from Smite 1 to Smite 2. But is he better than Chuck?
Yeah, that's the question.
I'd have to say no.
And how does it get through the laning phase? Because the one thing we've seen a lot with Hades is Loki being able to really give him a tough time in lane.
Yeah, for sure. I think the gank onto Hades is really not that difficult. I think Hades does have that really fun combo of the dash into the dash again through the ultimate if he has that available. If he goes a blink, that's also another option as well. Hades, though, does have a really good matchup into characters like Ra, although if Yamoja's there to bail him out, not so good.
I
not
think
so good. It's going to be a tight one. You've got to make sure your
really
plays
good.
are perfect. And for
Kinky.
Smoke Break,
With that
you
Ra
still
at the
have
end.
that momentum. You're still riding that wave from yesterday against Team Risk. You just got to capture it again. And for Food Drive for Globe, what a chance to truly establish yourselves and say you are the exact team that people were wondering if you were coming into this. And what a way to fully prove yourselves and kind of lock things in. And I think for Food Drive for Globe, that
I
extra bit of
wanna
inspiration
wake
that
up
really
and know the
could
results.
be the key. But that's it for us in the desk, which means, hey, it's Jorban time over to the
Wait.
casters.
What?
It's Jorban time with Inbound, and we are getting going. Food Drive for Globe. Trying to go 2-0 to get to the top of the group with only Team
Yes,
Risk remaining on
Roman.
the board. in
How-
this group
how
for
you
them to
didn't
play.
notice
But
that?
Smoke Break certainly made a close affair of it. In fact, they looked like they were going to take it
GG.
until the final
That's why
seconds.
the
Inbound.
Roman
Here we
Empire
go.
fall, bro.
Round
You
two
don't
to get
notice
the restart.
anything.
And two things to talk about first. One,
Yeah, I know.
Ra's a
seen.
character we've not seen a ton of.
I
It's
know.
played by solo laners mostly, and Benny Q in mid lane, and then Sap for EMEA.
No, don't worry. This is
And
a new
I'm
thing.
not a massive fan of Ra.
Hi,
but I
Flash.
think Benny Q or Sap playing it, I'm like, okay, fine. You're good enough. You hit enough ults. Your positioning is perfect. You can play it. I'm fine with the Ra pick. It was low priority
How
too,
you
so I
doing?
like that. The other
You've
thing
been
is
playing a
Nemesis.
lot of
We've not seen
more
ton of
rivals
Nemesis this
as I
tournament,
can see.
But the one time Valo did get it, dominated with it. It looked beautiful, and I like the build that he opts for. I don't like the full damage Nemesis. I kind of think of it like CERN. It's not a safe enough character to build full
Diamond, bro.
damage
I'm
to
still in
really
bronze
be a
because I
true
haven't
threat.
played that much.
But he goes stuff like Phoenix
I
Shield, he
promise
goes
I'm gonna
stuff like
play. We're
Berserker,
gonna do the
Shippers,
thing, no?
and it makes the character
I'm loving
hard to
rivals.
turn
I'm
on
not
when she's
saying.
diving, and you combo that with the
Oh,
protection
look,
she
they're
steals,
trying.
ult, and
Oh
the
my
shield.
god.
It's tough to deal with.
Of course,
Oh no, I got confused. My bad.
Elion, who got picked on early
Ooh,
on
the
the Bacchus, is on
juke,
this
baby.
Yamoja, who has been a centerpiece of the Smite 2 meta, either banned or first picked almost every
no,
single
tomorrow
time.
is
Elion will be on it this time.
the
Ekrom on that Jing Wei as well. And we saw how
when
deadly
the
that could
inscriptions
be.
close,
We have the
the
invade
sign-ups
from Valo
close.
and company,
No?
as well as
On
Karmic
the
proxying
tournament's
the
actually
wave.
tomorrow?
So Food
Huh?
Drive trying to make their early plays here on the Chaos side.
Yo, move the camera
Wait,
so I can
Ekrom
see my
also doesn't have his
husband.
relic. Ekrom is left base without his
Thank
relic.
you.
If he gets plucked and he doesn't have dash until level 2, he'll die. That is. Hopefully he notices soon, because that is a big blunder if he gets punished for that.
Hey, you know, when you walk out of the
Malo.
fountain, it says, hey, you didn't pick
Nobody's
this
gonna
up.
contest them?
But he apparently does not care. Here's Johnny actually getting a lot of damage
I
off on
think he
Karmic.
can die. I don't.
Karmic has
I
blink.
actually don't
Johnny
think he
does.
can die.
We'll sit with him, though, and try to get
Yeah.
a dagger to force him out of it completely. But Johnny will still get his blue buffs. Karmic's forced out. Really the only thing there. He's actually in some trouble now. With Chalk coming in, Benko might be able to take him out.
Good
Axe
damage.
down and just barely surviving.
And that's damage to bully out Karmic. Karmic now has
Oh,
to
so we'll
reset,
have
come
to
back
play
out of
Sunday?
base. Doesn't even get his blue buff. And this
Oh,
is
I
the
thought it
same
was
thing
gonna
we
be
saw
like
last game,
sign-ups
where
closed,
duo side of the
and
map,
then next
dominated by
week
Food
is when
Drive.
we had to
Valor's
play
playing
or
over there.
something.
They're trying to get as much farm over there onto their duo lane. And I like how they play around this Sobek and this CERN. The issue is, Karmic's now super far behind as this Hades, and this is not a character you want to fall behind on, especially compared to Chalk and what Chalk can do. I mean, we saw last game, Karmic on this Chalk went nuclear. It was a phenomenal game. Honestly, you can
Yeah,
really say that
Karmic did
last
great.
teamfight was won by
Hi,
him.
Coke.
The issue is, Benko is now on this Chalk with an easier laning phase, getting an easier time to late game.
Oh, he's a-
Elion's level 1
no.
does get that
Poor
point into his
Ninja
3, so he does live that pluck.
How you
Wise
doing,
decision to not have a
Coke?
point in your 1, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a little easier to sit in the middle there.
Yeah, I'm
when you're
telling you,
not
Chad,
Bacchus
they're
and you
gonna
have
do the
Riptide
same
available
thing.
to
Try
you
to deny all
be able to
the
bounce
left
yourself out
side.
of there and also
We're
bounce
gonna
the
do
enemies
mirror
away
here.
from you.
Again.
Such a powerful ability to have in your kit there in the duo lane. Sap, meanwhile, getting a lot of attention from the jungle, but Johnny's here as well. Sitting in the grass, and they're not going to fight it. Valo will go look for the, go and invade on the jungle.
Okay.
Going to meet.
Kind of trying to invade, but he doesn't have dash, so...
Right there, shield's going to help prevent a lot of that damage, even reflect some of that bleed
Couldn't
back,
get anything.
so you don't really catch anything there on Valo.
How you doing,
Since Smite 2 has kind of started, I think Johnny's evolved this playstyle. He used to be called this hyper carry jungler. He's going to play Loki. He's going to farm for the late game, and he's going to try to dominate that
Well,
way.
let me know if you're going to need me,
Johnny's
Slash.
played a lot of Fenrir and a lot of more
always
team-oriented characters.
down.
He goes back to the Loki this game. That's a scary thought to know.
That's funny that Ikram
Johnny,
was
the
waiting for
original,
him to
like,
plug
hyper
just to
carry
dash
player
away.
is now back in that. So you
Oh,
always
well,
have that
how are
late
you?
game threat
I'm good,
of
thank you.
Johnny
I'm just
on this
nervous
Loki, and then you also have Ikram back
the
on
game.
the Jingwei, which I really did like last game. Thought it was a great game by him. The issue was, you know, they lost that last fight. He died. Sap died also. Pluck and Elion. There's too much CC. He can't keep getting
shit,
plucked.
he can
Oh,
die
you're
there.
tied. The enemy's
No,
with him. Yeah,
fuck
you're going to
me.
die to that one. Happen. We'll get the
That
kill.
was so weird,
First
though.
blood will go to Food Drive for Globe. This is exactly what happened
He
in
blitz
the
early
first
and
game. We know we got a
cripple.
long one coming for sure. And someone
I'm not
who
sure.
actually
I'm not sure
highlight
how's the
inbound is
animation
Globe.
nowadays.
Didn't have the same effect that we've seen him have in the group stage so far here in the knockout stage. And we were talking about his ability to rotate, melt objectives on Poseidon, but he didn't have that same effect once
that
we
was
got
a
to
bad
that
cut,
midpoint.
though.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing to point out. And I think it
They're
comes
gonna
down
be
to
doing the same,
Sap
though.
on that Morgan. Made life impossible for Globe. Globe got soloed by it. Nice steal there by Valo, getting that and getting out. Sunder was used by Elion. Also maybe an invade onto this purple buff also. Again, exact same thing that happened in the first game.
Yeah.
Dueling dominated by Food Drive for Globe. I mean, you check the opposite side of the map. Johnny Benko installing.
Yeah, Karmic
blue
right
buff.
now just needs
You
to
have a level
survive.
4 Hades.
That's his
Benko's
game.
level 6.
Survive,
Massive,
just chill,
difference there.
farm.
And this is always interesting. Now it's which side of the map can make the bigger impact, and faster too, honestly.
Yeah.
The mid laners are both same levels-ish. I mean, Sap should hit level 6 off the next wave, so not too big of a difference there, but who's going to be able to make the first impact play? Is it going to be, you know, Benko and Johnny from the solo side, or is it going to be Happen and Tegvir? Honestly, the money's got to be on Happen on the Sobek. I've loved the Sobek in Happen's hands.
Yeah, I mean, he looked really good on it. I think the main problem was that he just never really found a way to stay ahead of Elion, and then never really had that front line. So he's got to find ways to be effective and not fall off like after 11 minutes in.
Yeah, and it's that mid game that was this weird farming dilemma that he found where he was kind of making too many plays and not soaking farm where he should. I think if he just focuses on farming just a little bit more, not even at this point,
Oh,
just a
child,
little
we
bit
didn't do the
later into the game.
prediction.
I mean,
But
Food
don't
Drive,
worry,
they're doing
with
the
still
same thing.
time.
5 minutes, look at them all group. They all went towards the mid lane.
Not even spawned.
Going straight to the Gold Fury 3 seconds in. Just a little early this time. And everyone's still kind of split up here on Smoke Break. Surely we know exactly what Food Drive are doing at 5 minutes.
They
every single
literally
time.
do
I
the
think on
same
duo slow.
strat
On the duo side,
over
maybe
and-
stolen. Ekrom came
Oh,
in,
no.
Happen will
Over
get
and over
it.
and over
But I
and
gotta
over
say,
and over.
Food Drive, when
Literally.
it comes to the duo side rotations, I think they've almost perfected the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you have to say that Valo's knowing exactly where it needs to be, and they use that advantage not just to get
That's
buffs,
crazy.
but those Gold Furies, just like that. The advantage that you have.
Well, I
makes
don't
the
know
enemy
if
not
Gold
able to
Fury at
walk
5
in the
minutes is
jungle,
the
and then you
best
have
thing you
Globe
can
on
ever
this
do.
Poseidon. Not very
it gives
many
you a
characters
leave,
can outclear the Poseidon, and he didn't even need to rotate there. It was
I
a
didn't
little
see a big
worrisome.
impact on
Yeah.
It was
that.
getting a little low, a
Last
little
game.
slow on the clear, but they do still end up getting it. And Valo got the spike of the Sunbeam bow right now. Much better for fighting at this point than the Loki's trans. We see this a lot with Loki. Scaling character, wants that trans, makes him super
Oh, he
strong. late game.
dashed.
Actually,
But he has blink.
Armor just dashed.
Yeah, he's in trouble. But he has the ult, dash, blink.
Everything.
Use
Does
everything. Use
everything.
it all.
Yeah.
Don't die is what Karmic was like. I am not dying again. No thank you.
believe
Elion,
that.
meanwhile, is going to get pigged. And will you survive?
Ooh, he
Yeah, nice
survived.
on the
And
Rivers
maybe
Rebuke.
this
Wait,
guy
hold on,
is
yeah,
my
Well, no,
winner.
this one's turning
Oh,
around on
he
Food
had
Drive
this.
for Globe. Airstrike from
He had this.
Ekrom. They'll pump a little bit more into Happen, who will pluck him right back. And the dash, of course, Jingwei cannot
that
be
was
locked
such a
down by
good
the
trade
Gator.
for
That's what
both.
wings
Oh,
do. It
we're
keeps
done.
you away
Ekrom has
from
no
the line.
relic. He has no
Oh,
relic. so-
Valo comes through! Tower dive once more! Hungry for it, but the tower is going to do a lot of damage. 408. Barely surviving.
oh my
Elion
God,
could just poke
Titi!
you. One poke, two pokes, and you're down.
The wise play with the Sunder
My
there, not
fucking
walking
God, bro.
into the brush because you
If
know
it was me,
Valo is there.
I was there,
Jordy,
I was getting
who
clipped.
doesn't have his relic still. Ekrom does not have his
And
relic.
miss all
no
the
Aegis
autos.
to live, no shell
Then
to
he
live.
did great,
Why
though.
has
What's going on?
He doesn't have it. It doesn't re-pop up.
No
So
worries.
he's just missing an entire relic here. This is a big, big blunder.
And the only thing you have to survive, really, your dash is only going to survive the pluck. But it's not going to help you pretty much anywhere else. As soon as you use that, you're exposed. And we always talk about Jingwei, one of her greatest strengths is her mobility. And
it was going to be worth if he killed both.
Having the relic, well, that's just
yeah, they were going to be able to push the tower.
100%. Like, I don't know how else to say this other than you're 100% right. This character is supposed to
nowadays
be
you can taunt.
He does not have his relic.
You don't get fined
this
or what?
Is a threatening
I've seen a lot of laughs and
because he doesn't have
taunts.
a relic. That's an issue.
And you're doing this against one of the better duo lanes in Tegvir and Happens. Not what you want. And you know how nasty Tegvir can be on that sort of.
Cern is so
do you think
strong.
They notice
That's
it?
crazy.
Like the enemy team, do you think Happen, Tegvir are like, this guy doesn't have his
I'll be honest, it fades into the background for me. And like, you had pointed out twice that I forgot that, oh yeah, he didn't pick it up. Like, I noted it the first time.
Thunder is
like,
not
oh,
as
yeah,
strong as he used
still
to
does
be,
not have it.
I think.
But, I mean, we'll see. If it ends up being a difference maker, it absolutely could. I mean, we talk about this game coming down to the wire in the last game. A relic could absolutely be the difference. He's one of your main damage dealers.
And you compare it to like Nemesis on this dive. Nemesis a threatening character if you don't have Aegis, maybe if you have that beats, but I mean Nemesis doesn't care if you have beats because he doesn't have much CC. But if you have no Aegis, Nem is a massive, massive threat. I mean, if I'm Valo and I'm noticing this, I'm sitting in the solo side of the map or duo side of the map, and I am diving Echrome because as soon as that ultimate is down,
in my opinion, there shouldn't be a thing that secures you anything. You should have to have skill and secure yourself with your ult, your ability, your this, your that. That's my humble.
I've never seen it.
So bad.
It's
so
crazy.
bad.
I don't like what's
have
even
a
going on
relic?
there. Like, it's hard to say, but either way,
you're right.
Drive for Globe, they'll absolutely be like, you know what, man, you don't need it. You're right.
Maybe it's bugged.
It's still gonna be it still feels like it's gonna be so close. You do have the
I
solo
mean,
side.
I don't believe that he
Chalk is in the hands
doesn't
of
have.
Smokebreak. We
No,
know the
he has
effect Chalk can have in
Aegis.
that late
I remember
game.
seeing him
Karmic has
Aegising.
been bullied in this lane. It
No?
seems Johnny knows it too. He's really trying to help win
I don't
this
think he
lane
will forget
early
a
on,
9 minutes
trying
of
to
the
get Chalk
game,
fed.
and with so
You
many
get
team
Chalk
fights
fed,
already, like
you
3
can
team
get him
fights.
rotating early and being a front
I
line.
think
and
he has
Benko can
Aegis
start
in
moving
that
around the
things,
map
but
early
I'm not
on.
sure.
That can really help make up for what's going on here in the duo lane.
And again, Gold Fury respawn. You know who's there? He's soloing it at this point. Valo is on the Gold Fury. His team is not rotating. Surely he has the Naga. How do they just keep getting away with this?
I honestly don't know, but you know
That
what's funny
is
is like they only got one gold
stupid,
Fury in the last
no?
game, the one at
Oh,
5
you
minutes.
can do that?
And then Smokebreak took the next 2. But this is
I
going a lot
find that
differently
pretty
already in the first 10
weird.
minutes than it did last time. Not a huge gold lead for Food Drive for Globe. Absolutely could make one mistake and flip things around. But again, I'm kind of looking at Benko. He might be the one that has to turn this around
the Naga to
for
tank it
Smokebreak.
for you, and you use.
I mean, Benko's one,
sneakily
Sap
do
is
it.
the other.
That's
I think
crazy.
the best thing about Raw is that playmaking with the ultimate. One ultimate late game, hitting the Poseidon, hitting the Cernanos. I mean, even hitting Valo if Valo doesn't build into that tankier style Nemesis and isn't aware of the ultimate coming. There is a one-shot potential with Raw.
Benko gets plucked out as they'll steal the blue buff away. And Benko's forced to get away, so Karma gets a little bit of help as Benko fails on the steal. I mean, we talk about Sap, and this is 2 games in a row now. We've watched Sap out-level and out-farm Globe. And I did not think there was a death coming there, but that got a little closer than I expected. Karmic, Hades can be real sneaky with that combo.
And that poly spike right there. There's just so many weaves that you have with it. It's a lot of surprising damage where a lot of the times you think Hades damage comes from the wave. Once he finishes this poly, it's just the ability to spam once an ability's up and then hit that auto attack. There's a lot of damage
This game is
going
looking
to
more
that Divine Rune.
thoughtful.
Also, I mean, Karmic is itemizing for
Calculating
that
in general.
1v1, which I think is wise. I think being able to threaten Benko, not allow him to just free farm into the late game, I think is what you need, especially because the later into this game this goes, Hades, great late game character, especially with that full damage build, a lot of threat. There's just not that same level of safety and threat that the Chalk has. There's just a different level of it. The ultimate with the mitigation, you have easier to apply CC with the ultimate, and I think you're just more threatening because you are a safer character.
Happen wants this. He'll force the beads out on Sap and
nice.
actually do a ton of damage.
Nice.
Happen will be limited in what he can do. They'll be forced out of it. Someone who I don't think had as much success on Loki than you might have expected last game was Valo, but on this Nemesis has been a lot more of an effect. Had those ganks and everything. He's got the kin size online now, alongside that Sunbeam bow. I think it's funny because we didn't really see, I don't think teams or players were really favoring Nemesis until like yesterday. and all of a sudden Nemesis starts getting picked. She wins one game, and all of a sudden people are like, wait, Nemesis might be pretty good. I think Valo is also doing a great job moving around the map, creating good pressure with Nemesis.
Yeah, and Trelly talked about it on the desk, I think earlier today, where he said part of the strength of Nemesis is she has a good matchup into Loki. Loki's considered the best jungler in the game. Having a good matchup into the best jungler is always a positive. Cracking onto Elion, not much damage.
Got the River's Rebuke, but yeah, there's no way you were going to escape Valo there. So Elion down. Naga looks like it'll go to Food Drive.
This is good.
I mean,
They're
Food
playing
Drive really starting to take
together
control
so
of this.
good.
There's not as many
I don't know
wins
if
as there was
Loki is the
last time.
best pick
Food
for
Drive do also
how they should be playing
collect that
against
Naga
them.
despite Sap throwing the beam down, was not able to get the raw snipe on it, and they get forced out of lane.
And this isn't a massive lead so far by Food Drive for Globe, but I like the spot that they're in right now. Maybe a little over-aggressive here by Karmic. Does it the dash off, and the ultimate by Johnny.
Ran into everybody, had to blink, had to dash, and wow, Hades, you got so much movement, you'll be able to get out of there. But Valo also takes down a tower, and well, Food Drive for Globe, they're really trying to push the advantage here. Don't let Smoke Break come back up for air, because that's what they kept on doing. They kept finding a way to trade
now
water.
they're getting
It seems like they're able to keep their head
a better
underneath
lead
the
than last
surface.
game.
And you know what my eyes are on right now? Gold Fury up in 15 seconds. It's almost
So
like
are they.
Elion is locked in like, guys, we
No more.
cannot give
No
up
more.
another Gold Fury. 10-second spawns on it, and he's standing here before it even spawns, making sure nobody pulls it. And Jorby, I gotta say it one more time.
Yep.
No relic still on Echrome. He has not noticed. The later this game goes,
Okay,
the
they
more
just said
important
it.
that relic is. You want to be able to live that dive. If a fight happens.
So he
I mean,
actually
I think
doesn't
Matt,
have it?
Smoke Break is on this earlier than even Food Drive.
I mean, happened at backed, and there's Globe. Nobody's going to get
Oh
there.
my god.
Ecrom will
There
get
does
that little
like
nade
no
for
damage,
the Gold
and also
Fury.
he's banned
So
because
there you
he's
go.
bugged.
That's
So
exactly
you cannot
what
pick
Smoke
him.
Break needed. You do start stopping the bleeding. You're able to push your head back above the
Wait,
water.
so he
breathe a
actually
little
has
bit.
no
Valo
relic.
will take the Pyromancer as a consolation prize.
Okay, I gotta say it. The macro play and the ability to go to these objectives, Valor's locked
What,
in.
but like, is that a
realizes,
mental
okay,
stretch
they've
or
got a few
what's
on their
going
side
on
of the
there?
map. We know exactly where Benko is. We can play for this, and I can just solo it. I keep
I
picking
mean,
up
you
the
just
Naga,
said
and I have this Sunbeam
The
bow.
Echrome
I
not
can
having a
threaten
relic
this
is
by
pretty
myself.
important right
It's
now.
very
He
just
wants to
smart,
survive.
and the entire team play around it is usually
it's
just
weird.
like
It's
they're on
crazy.
top of every objective spawning, when they can
For
do
15
them,
minutes, no
who
relic?
needs to be on it. I really like how they've played the map so far. I think if they can, you know, slow down Benko's lead in solo lane, I think we're talking about a dominant game by Food Drive for Globe, but Benko's running wild over there. He
Like a
has
shove vision?
free farmed this game up. There's been no pressure onto him really at all. And
I
he's
still
scaling
want to
the lane
believe
game
that it's a
very
bug
Taking a
and
look
he
at it,
actually has a
Johnny was in the
relic.
area as well. Happen had rotated over to the solo lane. And
I
you
cannot
see
believe it.
Everyone was kind of looking that way, but with Johnny there, Happen was alone for a little bit. Didn't actually pull across. Meanwhile, Karmic trying to help against Ecrom, but he's taking a lot of damage.
Oh,
Forced to use a
he's
chalice and
flanking.
will alt dash out. I don't
Johnny?
know if that matters. He's used all of his mobility. He's in trouble now. Assassinate coming through. Has the decoy. Does a lot of damage. Does he survive? Oh, he's going to turn around. Silence. Get no fear.
How
Get
do they
away,
always
Karmic.
survive?
I don't even think it
I'm
matters.
so
With the slow
tilted.
immunity, he's moving. He's grooving.
Okay.
He's
Oh my
killing.
god. Okay.
Johnny's got him, and Smokebreaker fighting their way
So
in.
they're
What flame's going
doing
down?
Fire
What the world?
Giant,
That
right?
looks like I do not care. I am an objective
Andy knows,
merchant.
but
I will
still.
take FG.
He
Do
cannot
what
go
you want.
alone,
Happens
so-
like, please follow me in the swamp. Follow the lights. Please follow the lights. Thank you. We got FG. Happens happy to die.
I mean, he's-
He might not even do it.
Bro, if he
dashed
doesn't
right
die,
into
I'm
the
gonna
corner.
risk it.
And there you go. Got the axe. Sap
Okay.
will get credit for the kill. But still, this is a win for Food Drive for Globe inbound.
Yeah, this is a win
Yeah,
for
I mean,
them.
3 Fire Giants on Valo, Globe, and Tegvir. That's who you wanted on. And Happens doing exactly what he needs to do there. There is nobody walking up to that Fire Giant. They're all chasing the Croc,
Yeah, I thought
trying
the
to
same,
kill him because they
Kevin.
think he's out of position. In reality, it was all a bait. Fire Giant was free, and that's the damage that you see Tegvir, Globe, and Valo have on these objectives. But
Tower, his objective shred is insane. I mean, I can't.
crazy, it's crazy.
Wait.
But like,
Okay.
objective
I was like,
awareness
yo,
on
the
top.
tower,
As soon as they
please.
get the Naga buff, what do? Go prioritize
really
an
it.
objective.
That's it.
That's all you
I
gotta
mean,
do.
it's not that
And,
bad.
I don't
Now
think
they
we've
just
seen
have to
teams really
farm
prioritize it like that. Like,
and
they
play
get Naga,
next.
go back to lane. Let's wait for a team fight
Maybe
and then go for an
tower.
objective. Yeah, but Valo's like, wait, I can actually just solo everything because there's 2 of these, and they even nerfed the Naga minions, and there's still enough for Valo to solo these objectives.
And with that Sunbeam Bow, it's just enough to get his damage into that threatening spot where he's not sitting around it. And as we're talking about Naga, it spawns again. And Jorby, guess who's there? Guess who's picking it up? And guess who's sprinting to the next objective? I guess there's no objective up. He'll settle for a tower.
You know, I know the feeling where every time you hear that little war horn that an objective has fallen and your team is just all in lane, and it's just like every 2 minutes it's burn, and it's not your team. It's like that's gotta feel so demoralizing, so exhausting. Tier 2 just falls almost for free. They're gonna pull off and not risk it too much. Smoke break, they're not too far down. One fight could again swing things back into their favor. It happened last time. It helped extend this game to that 30-plus minute mark.
Coming for Ikram, he's backing, perfect.
And he pushed.
That was really good. Now he's not there, so this could be a really good team fight for us.
To get it through, the snipe not gonna find the mark, just misses on the edge.
I mean, I was praising Sap's Raw. So far, we've not seen the value of the
Fire Giant was
missed
already
a couple
flying with.
to try to steal objectives. He
Yeah,
misses
I
that there.
can
But
see
again,
a lot of
all it
those
takes is one ult later into the game, and you have a cleanup fight.
Happening
Johnny forces the ult out. Karmic forces
SMITE
it out.
right now. I saw it with the Gold Fury. When you just put Naga to tank, and you can do it for free, I guess.
I think they're in a bit of trouble though. First to pop the egg is
they're doing crazy great because the other team has the Fire Giants. They should be able to push right now.
Yeah, why are they getting pushed back? I think they're playing a little scared. Karmic
You're gonna
1v1 on the other side as well.
Right?
Keep tabs on that map. Johnny though against Karmic, maybe okay.
And we're doing the objective.
To get a Gold Fury going.
Let's see if they can contest it. I think they're gonna contest it.
Valor's not giving it up.
He wants it. Gotta wait for the right timing. It is a 1v3. Does he have any support coming his way? You see Benko trying to hold out the rest of them. He baited the rest of them out, but that Gold Fury's not down. It got reset, and so Valo's presence is enough. They do sack one, and Food Drive for Globe will take it away from them. Tegvir and the company are there, but what a play there from Valo to hold and stall.
Unfortunately, you have to get that reset off for Globe, so no real actual push onto the Phoenixes, but I mean, you have 28 seconds. There's an opportunity to wipe out all the towers, get your reset off, and spend your gold. But I like what Karmic has done. We've only seen it a couple times, but we have that Helmet of Darkness on Karmic.
Oh boy.
It's a playmaking active. I love the use of it, but this is not playmaking. This is a lot of damage on a Karmic.
Yeah, this is...
What, is he dead?
He's getting out of there, assassinate, but he still has one more bag in the...
One
more trick in the bag.
Missing a lot of routes.
And
Johnny's dead too.
Johnny, what's going on?
Happening?
Everyone getting caught left and right. On the other side, Valo is just chasing down a tier 2 tower. He's got a wave. Benko's
Remember, SMITE is never over until he's really over. And Nemesis is doing crazy work right now.
And he's losing a lot of health. Benko has to just stay under that tower.
Nahidis has so much escape right now that it shouldn't be a pick already.
And they're going to just straight up go for it. Food Drive do not want to let Smoke break in at all. They want to get this down. Happen will tank for as long as he needs to.
Tomorrow they're going to play another team. I think they
play
so many teams and whoever...
Smoke break do not seem to have an answer.
And that's just win after win after
whoever
win
has
for
more
Food Drive for Globe.
points
Even Valo sticking around on the right side of the map, drops another tier 1, but maybe he sticks around too far.
And the bottom teams that have no points get eliminated.
Airstrike. Ekrom wants it.
But the first two teams, team number 1 and 2, auto-qualified to semifinals on... Oh my god, he's not dead, bro.
No way. No way.
To semifinals on...
There's no assistance. Shield one more time. We'll
Las
survive
Vegas.
and get a little help, and there's no way.
My bad, I was so focused. I'm like,
Dorby, there's no way Valor
bro, nobody's dying. We cannot finish anyone. Yes.
With it also, that is
They're
just
always going
insane that he's
no
ended
health.
up not getting punished for that. And that's only with one defense item, and that's how hard to deal with that Nemesis is. That is ridiculous.
Look what happened to the Gold League all of a sudden. It was like, it was 3K 2 minutes ago. Well, maybe not 2, about 3 minutes ago. And now Fire Giant has started again. Benko is here. Well, they know they got to get there. Johnny's coming in to support as well. But everybody knows they don't fight the Fire Giant, fight Benko. Benko's out of it. Elion also getting zoned out. Everybody's split on Smoke Break. Well, you got to get back to work, fellas, and clock back in.
There is a fire.
Benko right here.
We have heals.
Up again. What's the play? Johnny could be the one.
Yeah, I don't like
Benko could be
Loki
the
and Zonny
initiator.
because he's
Well, look
so
at Foodriver hoping
aggressive.
to
He
bait
should be able
somebody
to
in,
be
and maybe
there.
they'll
And
start the
Loki's
Fire
not as
Giant. Do they
aggressive.
wanna
You
bait
use
that? I don't know
or
if they
one
do.
shot
They're
or
down
die.
quite a bit. They'll move off.
There's no in
And
between.
Smoke Break at this point, their builds aren't fall enough to actually be a threat. Loki build,
Hello,
3 items deep.
CGA.
I think your one chance to do something in this fight is allow
Yeah,
Sap
see,
to get
everybody's
that
building
next item
Berserk
so he can actually
shield.
kill, because realistically, Ikram does a little bit of damage, but you compare that to Tegvir. Tegvir's doing the same amount, but he's harder to kill because he has that shifters, and that's across the board. I mean, Globe is same value as Sap, but Valo is level 19, very, very threatening. You look at Karmic at this point, once that Helm of Darkness is up, that's a lot of damage coming out of that Hades. He can one-shot, and again, I have to point it out, a silence onto Echrome. He can't beads it because he doesn't have his relic, and he can't Aegis any of the follow-up damage.
Karmic doing a little bit of damage here, but the dance of the Sugar Plum Giant will continue.
But
They're
why
just
are we
playing
trying to
for it.
kill
They're hoping for the pick.
Hades? I
That's
feel
only
like
if Johnny
Yeah,
or
Johnny had
Ikram
to
goes
hold
down
down.
here. That will be one for Food Drive.
Yeah,
Karmic's
Loki's
gotta be
sucks,
careful.
huh?
He does have support team behind him. Smoke Break don't want to take any kind of unfavorable fight here. But does Karmic actually expose himself? Ikram hopes for it. We'll get a bit more damage off. 405,
Oh, he's
274,
invisible
a ton
now.
of damage out.
Dude.
Karmic sitting right behind it. He'll just got to blink in. Has the fear. Has
No.
the 3. Oh, Karmic!
No way,
Explosive,
bro.
he
No
nuked him.
way. And now they got
And that
Fire
comes
Giant
back
for
to
that.
Ikram not having an active Jorby.
Oh, the Fire Giant's going down as well. Benko has the ult from Nemesis going on him. The Fire Giant's still hanging around here. Food Drive just want to
No
get
Kraken.
it down, but they can't stop sitting underneath it as well. Elion getting zoned out of it. Fire Giant's still down.
They're still
Yeah,
tanking
Keeping
it.
him
They're
out,
resurging, they
keeping
haven't
it there.
resurged.
They're losing health. With the big
Oh
zap.
my god, big goal, big goal, big
With
goal.
the kill, Johnny picks
But
another one.
still
Valo
not
takes
enough.
the kill out. It's 2 for 3. Food Drive for
Just
Globe, though.
get
They'll
out.
take it and run down
Yeah.
Elion.
And Elion probably going to die here eventually.
And
Sap
yeah,
on the right
he
side of the
might
map,
die,
trying
yeah.
to push
He's
out a
just
few
buying
waves.
time now.
This is a ton of time. Death
Yeah.
on Smoke Break.
They're
he's
not
with
getting
them.
away from it. Valo gets another kill, and talk about a difference maker.
And they go
talk
fire,
about
right?
the
Yeah.
playmaker. Ikram is
Oh, we
coming
still
up
fire.
soon.
Nice, perfect.
And now here comes the final
Wait.
pin.
Oh, no, never
for
mind.
Food Drive. Can they put it on the
Like-
map? Karmic and Tegvir are
Yeah,
down,
he's looking
but they still
deep.
got a lot of damage here with Globe and with Valo.
I think they
could
can end
risk
up
it,
like
but
this.
it is a
Risky.
lot of risk. I don't know if I
They
take
can't.
it.
They can't.
Ikram
They
getting
have no
caught
ultimates, no
there.
ultimates.
Ikram does too much.
You have to just play this slow. Take
That's
this
very bad.
Phoenix again. This is perfect. This is such good play. This is a play you
Hades is
expect from
playing
like
clean.
a veteran
Hades is
SPL
playing
team, one
clean.
that's been around the block. They know what they need to do. Just playing there, getting that Phoenix, and also the ability to sit there, sit on Fire Giant, take the Fire Giant fight while securing Fire Giant, while there's diving happening, saps dropping ultimate on you. Overall, just a really good play by Food Drive for Globe. They said it on the desk. Food Drive for Globe is trying to prove that they are what they are. They're doing it with this set.
Absolutely. This absolutely proves it 100%. The only thing left is for Food Drive to close it down. Smoke Break, who took down the #1 seed in Team Risk out of EMEA yesterday, is getting slapped here by Food Drive for Globe. And what a
Nah,
performance
we're
it has been
chilling.
for them so far. Smoke Break, they were so
We're chilling,
close
we're
to it.
chilling.
Imagine how different of a series we're talking had Karmic not went in as chalk in game 1 and deleted both their damage dealers, and now Food Drive are really trying to flex their muscles here in game 2 and put Smoke Break to bed.
And with this game, if you win this one for Food Drive for Globe, Vegas locked. You're
Yeah.
going. If you win this one for Smoke Break, same thing. If you lose though, tomorrow is very, very important. You have to get that dub tomorrow. It's not guaranteed with a loss.
And this team
There's
needs
still
to
a
win
chance with just one win. You are
at
fine,
least
but
one game
guaranteeing
today
it
to
now
lock
today
the
is
Vegas,
massive.
the
Val
Vegas
looking for a
in,
play, maybe on a Johnny,
or
but
win
Why
both
not?
games tomorrow.
I think this is a wise play by Valo at this point because we've seen it happen a few times. Valo cannot
Yeah, but
get
like,
killed.
what
He's
is
too
that?
tanky, does a little bit too much
I don't
damage. He's too
understand. I
slippery.
literally,
like that
I'm
he's the
so
one that's
confused.
splitting. You also have the Ancient Fury on this left Phoenix. So if 5 people do go right,
Am I
guess what
crazy?
Valo's going to do? He's going to play for those objectives, Jorby. He's going to get that Phoenix.
No, it feels a little storybook as far as Smite goes. With you see a little bit of that beefiness coming out of Nemesis, previously a warrior, but eventually turned into an assassin.
I remember, I hear
Johnny
that.
might find something here. A little bit of
But
trouble, but
makes no
Valo
sense.
just pops the ult. And
Didn't even take much damage.
Didn't even see like he was in any danger.
And
at
I
all
cannot
with the
believe that
Phoenix.
nobody has
Lost.
seen that.
That's
Or when
crazy.
he died, he doesn't say like, yo, why did my
Really
Aegis
showing
didn't
you
go?
that Nemesis can get it done. Now they're
Oh,
going to
he's
force
done
another
now.
fight here in the mid Phoenix. Blue balled
Nope.
up. Take a boat down. That might be the end of
Boat
it.
carried
Benko's
in.
trying to run, but there's nowhere to go.
Oh?
Tries to get out of it. The fountain
Akron
can't
did
really
great there.
save you. And there they go. Valo picks up Johnny. They'll crash down on the Titan.
No, it said that
Only
he
Elion
doesn't
to
have
kill
them.
here. But there you
No,
go.
this is
Food
GG.
drive for Globe. Go
This is GG.
worldwide. Taking down Smoke Break.
An absolutely
Don't scream
phenomenal
like that.
ending sequence by Food Drive for Globe. The split was perfect. Valo's play on the left
They
side,
play really good.
absolutely phenomenal. And again, he's
But
getting
I
punished for
cannot
not
believe
having a relic.
that he didn't
Karmic knows
had
it. I
a
guarantee you. If you
relic
ask him
the
after this
whole
set, does he
game.
not have, or does he know that there's no relic on Ikram? He knows it 100%. He would dash in every time, silence, and there was just enough burst to kill him. It was a beautiful play. But I mean, if you're Ikram, that feels bad. You don't have a relic the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely one of the craziest things I've seen in all of Smite, not just Smite 2 Founders Series.
What happened there?
Man, how good does it have to feel for Food Drive for Globe? And you mentioned it, like the desk mentioned it. This is a team that came in here with something to prove that
you
we
see,
do
he
belong
didn't have
with
a
the best of the
relic.
best. In fact, we are the best. When we had Globe on here, he's like, no, we think we know we are the best team. When you have that kind of confidence in your team, when you have that kind of confidence together, can anybody stop them? They look like possibly one of the favorites right now.
I mean, especially after Team Risk's loss yesterday.
Yeah.
Who says it can't be Food Drive for Globe? In at least Group B, they looked phenomenal today and yesterday.
Well, I want to hear what Malik
I don't
and
think
Verby
so,
have to
just
say
because
about
they will
that set.
pause
Food
and be
Drive
like,
for
yo,
Globe
I
take
cannot buy a
Malik.
relic.
Perfect timing because
Yeah,
first
I
of all,
wanna hear
Shababa
what
Storm
happened there.
fans
Oh, shit.
are eating good.
Woo!
We deserve this. It was a grind. from Smite Draft League, Olympus Smite League, Albion Giants League, Smite Prime, you name it. To me, it's time to look
They
at the
gotta
future.
ask him.
Food Drive for Globe.
No, I'm
they
calling
is
Andy. I'm
bound
like,
and-
yo,
but not
ask
only do
him.
they deserve it, but they
What
earned that
happened there?
praise. They've
No, I'm
proven
kidding.
exactly what was talked about. But I'm
It's
going to
okay.
pat myself on the back and let me read just this one time. I've
Okay.
been saying it since open tournaments in August. These were going to be
Okay.
guys to watch out for. That this team shouldn't be forgotten about. They shouldn't be overlooked. And they proved it today. Long league to go, but I feel like the
Time and time
flowers are
again.
well deserved, right?
Absolutely. Like you've been saying, Malin, these guys are looking like the clear favorites of Group B right now. I mean, just unstoppable
Yeah.
in this game. Clean across the board, it really
Yeah.
felt like. Every single player on Food Drive for Globe really had their moment this game, it felt like. We saw lots of different pop-offs across the board, and really, I do think some special shout-outs have to go
Wait, he
to
didn't
Valve
have
on
the
Nemesis
relic,
here.
look.
Just
For sure.
incredible performance.
wasn't
Knew
a bot.
exactly when to be in and out of
Right, that's what I'm
engagements,
saying,
when
And that
to-
Kev.
Karmic 1v1 too.
Oh my god, yeah, incredible.
I feel
Just,
like there's something
insane,
there.
insane plays all
Weird.
around. I really fully didn't expect that out of the Hades solo,
Yeah.
but that's on me, bro. That's on me. Next
As soon
time,
as
I
we
know
saw
for
him
sure.
walking up to the Hades, we're like, does he get this? And
With the
then
Helm of
before we could
Darkness
even
too?
react, they were gone.
Dude, I'm definitely learned now on what this Hades can do, especially out of Karmic, who's just had an absolutely killer set.
Yep.
Incredible across the board.
Incredible indeed.
I don't
and
think
the stats back
how can you
everything
forget?
up. So this week has proved
No,
to be
I don't think.
shocking
I think
indeed.
it's a
And
game thing.
What's
I don't
interesting to me
believe it's an
is
Ikram
Food
thing.
Drive establishing themselves as this team. You have to.
And I
respect,
feel
you have
like,
to pay the correct
we'll be
attention to
pretty
it, understand
fair.
that they mean business now.
Something happening
In a
there.
way, it still speaks well of Smoke Break because they
Yes,
did
but you
bring them
will
a really
remember
strong
eventually.
fight.
Like you
And when
die and
consider
you're
how
like, wait,
Smoke
where's
Break
my
played
relic
against Team
or
Risk and now
something?
how Food
Someone
Drive
will
played
notice,
against
you
Smoke
know?
Break. It brings them both up in my eyes as like,
Oh, my head
are we
hurts.
looking at Vegas far in? There's so much to break down of this, but one thing I really want to hear
Hey,
is
West Champion,
what
thank you
Food
so
Drive
much for
will
the
have to say themselves.
19
So
months.
Send it back over to Jorby and hear a little bit
Let's see if someone says something.
Yeah, I want to hear.
I want to hear the
here
spicy
with Karmic with
question.
Food Drive for Globe. Now, the first
Um,
thing I gotta ask.
And in
Karmic
Smite
is,
2, you
what
finished
was it
watching
like
the video versus
dropping the
Raceman feels so
bunker
good. What's
buster
happening
on
here?
Econ
They just
late
lost
in that game?
0-2.
It looked like he had
And
the
we're
better
just
of you there, and
listening
then
to
you
the
just turned it
chisme
around
now.
on him. Fear no evil.
Yeah, no, that was pretty hype. That guy just didn't have a relic. I think he's just lost. I don't know. Like, that guy has no idea what's going on. Didn't buy a relic the whole game. And yeah, just Helm of Darkness on him, and then blew him up.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of flabbergasted by it as well. Smoke Break were a team that just took down the #1 EMEA seed in Team Risk. They're the last team that you guys have to face. You're sitting at the top of the group. You're 4-0. Do you feel like Team Risk posed
I know,
any threat
right?
to you guys at all?
More than Smoke Break
Sassy.
did, but I'm pretty confident against them. You know, down to prove some legacy names wrong and stuff. So.
So, like, talk
Oh,
to me
you
about
said that
your guys'
Ikram didn't buy a relic.
The first 5 minutes of the game on the duo side.
The whole game.
It seems like you guys
So
have
he just
guys have things down to a science. I mean, even on the solo side as well, when it comes to the farm, is this something that you guys talk about, or is this just something that comes naturally to you?
Yeah, we're very heavy with the prep and scrims and taking stuff very seriously.
Oh, that's another one. Remember
we have
that
a bunch
our
of stuff planned
team just started playing yesterday, so
can tell
it's all to a T. Nothing's random.
yeah, they lost, but they're not out. Don't worry.
Preparation meets opportunity, and there you go. You guys got the victory. So you may end up undefeated. I'm excited to watch that Team Risk game tomorrow. Who are you scared of anybody, or who do you think is the biggest threat on Team Risk for you?
Nah, not scared of anybody, but it's got to be Genetics is their best player, I think. So.
All right, well, Karmic, hey, man, thanks for coming on the post-game interview, man.
Thanks, bro.
Great game. Can't wait to watch you guys tomorrow as well.
Yo,
It's
ask
Karmic,
Ikram.
Man,
I
preparation opportunity, and there was one key that Karmic said. Want to proving legacy names what they mean. That was a game that proved a lot, I think, to a lot of viewers. Not to me, because, of course, I knew Food Drive for Globe had it, but it proved a lot of what Food Drive for Globe mean as a team. And I'm with them. The chance to really bring it to the legacy names, to keep taking that last step, that last challenge of saying, like, what else do you want from us? There's nothing else for us to prove. We're meant to be here, and we're ready to take the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's just some things that you can't be making mistakes for. I think everybody, we've beaten the dead horse at this point with the relic thing, and you just can't be making those kind of mistakes at this level of play. And it's just an unfortunate mishap that really starts to add up towards that later stage of the game. But again, not to, talk down to any of what Food Drive for Globe has achieved thus far. Just saying, they gotta have Smoke Break, clean it up against Team Risk. That was a bit of a mishap as well. Can't be taking another loss here. This is really getting down to the wire of who's making Vegas and who's not.
Yeah, who's doing what? Lermy, what a day. It's been a long one, but what a day that we've actually...
Yeah, I just want to remind you guys, the guys are playing right now, Food Drive. They've been in SEC forever because they couldn't get in relegations. And they couldn't get into SPL. And now they're cooking every single team and every single player. And I'm just saying that they should have had the opportunity way earlier in the year. And I remember someone said somewhere that they were SEC noobs. Well, they're not. And they're proving their best. I'll just say. I'm just reminding you guys.
Reminder of where
those are the SEC guys that are cooking everyone.
On and take a look at that schedule for tomorrow as well. Group A has had its own fair bit.
I guess he was saying that he was.
It's a little bit less.
Lost.
You don't have the kind of
in the way that mentally, that you went like.
And the smoke break in another place. But there's still been a lot to it. And of course, all these games starting
at Armenian,
11
I don't know.
a.m. Eastern. So yeah,
I don't know. I'm as like surprised as you guys. So
Food Drive for Globe, right? A lot to be said about them. I really do want to hammer the point home to not forget about what Smoke Break has been able to do and what they could bring going forward. It was a mistake from Echrome. I don't think you can put the entirety of the game on that.
Not.
And they're absolutely tomorrow going to show up with probably putting that way in the rear view, saying like, happens, whatever.
We gotta get on the end of the call.
I don't think I think it's fair to completely say not to expect that again.
Yeah, certainly not. And I feel like just in general, Team Risk has definitely got the more challenging matchup, right? Because Food Drive for Globe at the top, Los Leo, we did see some great things from them in general, but just not able to find a game win as of yet. So for Smoke Break, they've got the easier matchup going into tomorrow. We'll hopefully take that opportunity to get another win in their column and hopefully secure their slot to Vegas, right? That's what we're all here for across the board, is that Vegas potential. And we're getting closer and closer every single match that we play, Malum. It just is unbelievably exciting.
So Andy
it is insane to think that every step gets us that little bit closer to Vegas. We get to see the first,
Andy pretty much plays tomorrow at 3 p.m. Chat. I'm gonna be here, of course. They're playing versus Los Lil. That's a LATAM team that is their players are Sonqui, Decoy, Joel, Lil Hexa, and Dori. It's your fault that they're Losila. I told you had to stay here. You didn't. Oh yeah, this is a Friday 13. The relic, it is what it is. True. That was it. It wasn't us. It was a Friday. We didn't make mistakes. It was a Friday. Yeah, pretty much it.
Malvinas was always that sort of that underdog to Los Leal. They played against each other so many times, but in preparation for this, Malvinas, they worked hard to have that sort of outsider perspective come in. They've worked with some different coaches. They've had amateur casters work with them.
3 p.m. EU
Sewer
time?
Squad, so
Yeah,
on and so
right.
forth.
3 p.m.
Putting that work,
East.
and
I don't know
think
EU.
tomorrow we'll really
Wait,
see
where are you
how
going?
much did it do, because that's your chance. You've had the work up
Where are
to
you
it in
going?
the place of the
You wanna
scrims.
be here?
You've had the good
Say hi to
moments. You've
chat
gotten the
so we
praise.
can
Now
say
you
goodbye.
have to make it happen tomorrow.
Tomorrow is the last day of the regular qualifier tournament, right? So
Yeah.
this first
So
matchup
tomorrow
that
we need
we'll
to
be
win the
seeing
2
tomorrow at
games
11 a.m.,
so
that's
we can
going to be
secure
the
it.
knockout match.
Or I
for
think
Group
1 game
A.
out of
Whoever loses that one is done. Not going to Vegas any further in this tournament. That's it.
That's it indeed, but that's also it for our day. It was a fantastic day of SMITE 2, and there's more to come tomorrow. Remember, 11 a.m.
Remember, tomorrow, 3 p.m., we're gonna be here. Thank you so much, Chad, for watching. Oh, what the hell? Thank you so much for watching, Chad. I appreciate you guys being with me, feeling this up with me, feeling the frustration, the hype, the energy, and always a pleasure to be here with you guys. Take care. Have a good Friday. 13, be careful. You already know. We already saw the consequences of the Fridays. And take care, chat. Say bye. Bye. Take care. You bought someone.